Hey, I just got back from lunch. Did you finish that report yet?
Well, not exactly. Still working on it. I'm not finished just yet. I got a little sidetracked, but I will get them to you first thing this afternoon.
It is first thing this afternoon.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I mean, I am working on
But
it. I'll have,
what do you mean that the report isn't finished yet?
I'm still in the process of working on it. I've just been a little distracted.
Distracted. Our meeting starts in an hour.
I can have it.
No. What were you doing? Were you listening to another hunting podcast again? I swear, I give the staff in this office the freedom to do whatever they want to do as long as they meet a deadline. That is the first bullet underneath your job description. Pays attention to detail and deadlines. And deadlines. Dude, are you even listening to me right now?
Archery season is sadly come and gone, but your shooting does not have to stop there thanks to Williams Archery's indoor range. They offer hands-on shooting lessons and they run indoor shooting leagues throughout the off-season. Now is also a great time to go get the repairs done that you've been putting off all season. You can also check out their new bow lines of Hoyt, PSE, Elite, Bear, Parker, and more. The new bows are awesome. Tell them you heard about Williams Archery on the Whitetail Distraction Podcast when you give them a call at 724-667-9660.
Welcome to episode 24 of the Whitetail Distraction Podcast. My name's Austin, and join me in my basement until it gets warm outside. Charles Headland, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing good, man. What's going on?
Oh, you know, we got out last weekend, did a little hunting. Last day of 2B.
Oh, yeah, we did do that.
Yeah, a little shotgun season action.
We saw some deer, too.
We saw a couple of them.
I saw 3.
I saw one.
One, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the only one not carrying a gun, and I had the only shot opportunity.
I know.
Why was I not carrying a gun again? Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that.
So we got a little bit of a round table here. We got the most people in the Forsaken Rack Shack, we'll say, basement.
The basement shack.
We get the most people ever on the podcast today.
We do. 28.
28 people stuck right around this table.
Yeah.
So we're sharing. We only have 2 mics.
It's good.
We got 5 people.
Why
We're
don't
going to
we
do a
do,
round table introduction.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah,
That's
we're going to do it. We're going to start with Russ. Russ Headland. What's up, buddy? Russ is here. Russ is back.
Russ is back.
He said there's better equipment this time, too, and he's ready for it.
I like it.
He's ready to show off that beautiful voice. Speaking of beautiful voices, we got Jessica Mirko in the Forsaken Rack Shack, we're going to call it. What's up?
Oh, hello.
Oh, see? That's the voice we're talking about.
The Forsaken Rack.
And then there's me, Charles. Hi. And then there's the guy to my right, who was the reason why I wasn't carrying a gun on Saturday. Anthony Ferletta's back. What's up, buddy?
It's a long story, but hey, how you doing?
Yeah, you've been here a few times now, huh? Yeah. Well, let's get into that long story. So we went down with shotguns and some slug action down to 2B game lands. We were going to go after some deer for the last day of deer season here in Pennsylvania for 2B extended season. And we all brought shotguns there.
Yep.
But then we pulled them out of the back of the... Let's not jump ahead.
Oh.
That was a hell of a day.
It was a hell of a day.
So we're getting off the exit, and right as we approach the exit, all of a sudden, all the lights on Anthony's Jeep just start coming on.
Yeah, and the turn signals didn't work, and everything was shut down.
The windshield wipers were going about a half a mile per hour. Yeah, he would hit his brake, and a weird brake light would start showing up on the screen.
And when I touched the brakes, it shot down to 0.
Your speedometer and RPMs were shooting up everywhere, flaring up. So we got a little freaked out. We went and pulled into the Sheetz parking lot just off the exit and turned the car off, and it was dead. We were not
a bad place to break down, by the way.
No, that's why I figured, let's stop at Sheetz. We're going to need supplies anyways for hunting. We're going to need food. We're going to need drinks. So why don't we stop at Sheetz and, we'll figure things out. Well, lo and behold, I just knew that my cousin Denny Flynn lived within like a mile from that Sheetz. So I was like, Denny. Well, I called him. He didn't answer. You called AAA.
Yeah, and they
shot you down.
Oh, they shot me down hard. We got to figure it out. They ended up taking care of me, but not at the time when I needed them.
Yeah. We're like, hey, we need a battery. We figured, battery died. It's just so weak. It's either battery or the alternator. It's one or the other. I've had situations where a really bad battery will like go bad and shut off your car even though it's running. The alternator can't even keep it running. So we get Denny finally, second call, he answers. He takes forever to get out there. I think he just woke up. It was like 10 o'clock. On a Saturday, though, he's a working man, so I get it. He brings us out to AutoZone. We pick up a new battery. We come back, fires right up. We're pumped. We get out to the game lands, and that's when we realized that Anthony still had a turkey choke in his shotgun.
Yeah, Fred was modified in.
Which, looking back at it, and we should have just taken the choke out, and you should have just went chokeless, and I could have just carried a gun. But I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to be Mr. Film It All. I'm going to film this hunt. Yeah, I'm going to be cool.
Let's not forget that you also have 6 deer, by the way.
All right. So fault me for having a good year.
Yeah, it's all good.
Just saying,
So I did.
anybody could afford to give up a gun.
Yeah, I did. And I shot from behind the camera, and then the one time I went to go do a push around this pine thicket, I get up to the top of this hill, and 2 deer come running right at me. They were about 40 yards, just like trotting right through the woods.
Yep.
And I don't have a gun. You guys are at the bottom, probably 80 yards from me.
Yep.
And I can't even tell you what's going on because, I mean, you can't see above the hill where they're at. They're on the flat spot.
No, I didn't see them.
So then I see this white thing coming through the woods. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's an albino. I've never seen an albino before. This is so cool. It's a giant dog. I mean, giant dog. And he's all furry and he's chasing after these deer. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. He must have just kicked them up out of that pine thicket because there were people down right over the hill. We could hear voices.
Oh, yeah.
They start calling. The dog turns and runs right back down the hill.
Right back to him.
So that he just kicked those deer up. And they ran right around us. And we tracked them all day long. Never saw another
Never
deer.
saw him again.
They crossed into private. We followed them.
Yeah.
Followed them through the snow into private ground.
That's pretty much the day.
That's true.
That was a cool hunt, though. It was fun.
I had a good time, man. You know, my legs were tired after up and down the hill, up and down the hill, up and down the hill. But, you know, I had a blast. Saw some deer. We didn't get skunks, though.
Yeah.
I'm always good with a day like that. At least we saw some.
We should have played racquetball the day before. That didn't help.
Yeah. Well.
A lot of sore hips and feet. Yeah.
We were racquetball.
We were building some lactic acid up to, you know, so we weren't sore the next day.
That is true. Now, we have a little bit different style episode this week. We're kind of going to go over the proposed changes this year for the seasons and the different laws that are being proposed. So, I think we're just kind of throw a topic out there and then everybody discuss it and then we'll just move on to the next topic, I guess.
That's pretty much how we're going to do it. I was so kind to print out the laws here and the they're not laws. They're proposed laws and season changes. So remember, everything we talk about is proposed. All of it could go through. None of it could go through. You know, part of it could come through.
Yep.
There's some good things and there's some bad things. But it depends on who you're talking about.
Depends
So that's why we brought in 5 different people, 5 different perspectives. And we're going to just go through the list and just kind of talk about each one and discuss them a little bit.
I like that.
The number one thing I put on the list, I think probably the one that's getting the most attention right now, and if you haven't seen these, you can go on the Pennsylvania Game Commission website and click on news, and you'll see the topics right under the news section. First one, rifle season in Pennsylvania, the opening day. They're proposing to change it to Saturday after Thanksgiving, making it a 13-day season with 3 Saturdays.
Rather than opening on Monday after Thanksgiving like it has for 75 years. Or
the
forever.
tradition as long as anybody that's alive has known.
Right.
Well, Popcorn Russ, what do you think about that?
Well, one of the first times I discussed this was at work this past week with a guy, and he immediately did not like it. And he didn't like it for the reasons that it's going to ruin that what you're used to going up there and having a really good time with your family and stuff, and scouting around for a couple of days, enjoying the weekend together, and then hunting Monday. Well, that's not going to happen now because Thanksgiving, families are at home. They're not going to be up at camp for the most part. They're going to be at home. The next day, like we discussed earlier, it's Black Friday. Okay, a lot of people are shopping then, so they're not going to be up to camp that day until late, if anything. And then you're hunting Saturday. So then you're going up to camp or, whatever. You're doing your hunting trip. Not everybody does that, I guess. They hunt locally as well. But you're going to go up there. You're going to hunt the next day. And a lot of them are going to come home on Sunday. And you're going to lose all that bonding time with whether it be your father, your brothers, your children, whatever it may be. you're not going to have those days together doing things, teaching them how to scout the woods and stuff like that. So I personally don't like it, but at the same time, they're giving you an extra day to hunt, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
So
I can agree
I'm
with
not
that.
opposed to it either. I can see where people would be a little weird about it.
I can see that point.
Yeah, I can too. I mean, I see the older crowd being a little bit, for lack of a better term, butthurt about it because they're used to going up on Saturday, having Sunday to scout, like Russ said, and hanging out and partying and doing whatever. And then Monday, that tradition. I mean, you start hunting season, like schools are out, everything. Everybody goes up for that weekend.
Bloody Monday.
You're messing
Bloody
with
Monday.
a tradition, and that's
Yeah.
where people are not going to like that at all.
Right. That's how I feel. I mean, that's,
I agree that the older generation, for one, is not very susceptible to change to begin with.
yeah.
And this is a big time change.
Yeah, you're just springing it on them.
Now, me personally, I like to hunt deer. And, I mean, there's a good chance that, well, maybe not with this job, but at some job along the way, maybe I don't have that Monday off and, have to take a vacation day.
Right.
I like to use my vacation days for Monday. And usually I do Monday and Tuesday. Where here now, I can still get 2 days of hunting and only have to take Monday off.
That's kind of where I'm at. on
Which
it,
gives
like-
me an extra day during archery season
Right.
to take off.
And there's
Right.
a lot of people that can only hunt on Saturdays.
Right?
That's true, too.
Yep. So now
Very
they
true.
get 3 days of hunting.
Yeah.
Right.
Which definitely I think will increase rifle sales. I think it'll increase it just for the simple fact that those people that want to go out there and party that day that usually come home and don't hunt Monday because they have to work, but they party all weekend, they're going to buy a license now because they're going to hunt that first day.
Yeah.
And they're still going to party. They're still going to have fun.
Yeah.
And, it'll definitely increase license sales.
I think so.
And I think that's probably why they proposed this because our rifle sales have gone down quite a bit.
Oh, big time.
They've been going down for quite a bit
Well,
of
it's just
time.
a general hunting license, all it is.
Yeah.
Not a rifle sale.
True. Yeah, your general hunting license, yes.
I read a stat the other day that in Pennsylvania, for every 100 hunters that we lose, we only gain 65 back. So that's
I think it's a
Pretty bad
generational
sense.
thing, too. It's not like back in the day where everybody did.
right.
Everybody hunted, whether you got out one time or just going up opening day.
Yeah.
Now it's just not a thing. There's not as many people doing it.
Right.
I kind of wonder, will they still have the schools closed on that first Monday then?
Yeah.
Will that all stay the same? Or
That's a
will they
good
change
question.
it?
That's a good
Yeah.
question. Because if it does, then I think more people will be out on that Monday again. They'll do that 2 days rather than the one.
Right.
But are they going to think that that's necessary if your first day is no longer
Right.
Monday?
Yeah, we were even allowed to do Tuesday if you had an excuse, like your hunting license. You had to bring your hunting license and you got
Right.
Tuesday off as well if you wanted to take it off.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a set day off for everyone. That was cool.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea, honestly. I
Yeah, I
mean,
think it
get the
goes
kids
out.
out there.
I mean, piggybacking off of the old crowd, they're definitely going to be the ones with the least, or they're not going to want that more than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But you said there's a reason why these changes are being proposed because they're trying to increase sales. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. It's all about money.
And like you said, there's definitely some negatives, but I like an extra day of hunting personally, so I wouldn't be mad if it got passed.
Hunter recruitment. That's what I just thought of. The older guys, they're not going to get so mad that they don't buy a license.
Yeah.
They're still going to have
They're still just going to complain about it, but
They're
they're
gonna
still going to
complain.
do it.
Right.
They're going to go out Saturday.
But the people that they'll gain from it, they're not going to lose anybody because of it, but they've only have stuff to gain. People can get mad about it, but in the end, I think after a couple years of people complaining about the tradition thing, you just kind of adapt and change your tradition.
Yeah.
Think about it. We can go up Friday, even if, Friday in the daytime, have a fire that night, hang out, wake up Saturday, go hunt, come back, sleep in, Sunday, do a big breakfast. That's kind of our tradition.
Yeah.
And we usually do that anyways on those days. But I mean, Saturday now, instead of just going up there and getting the camp ready, because usually we've been going up there on Saturday,
Well,
getting the camp opened up and everything else. Now you can
Right.
hunt, come back.
Well, you
I
said
don't
small
know.
game hunt, too.
Yeah,
yeah,
we
you
did.
do small game hunts.
We
yeah.
small
Saturday
game
was open
hunted
to small
and
game.
turkey was in that Saturday.
One
It was
thing
the
you got to
last day of
think
fall
about
turkey.
too, you have to think about that Friday when you're thinking everybody's going to be going up there. Most people don't have Black Friday off of work.
Right.
They're going to be working a full day unless they take a half day or they take the day off to go up and
Yeah.
scout and whatever. They're getting off at the end of their work day, packing all their shit, going up there, and then they're just hunting the next day. That's kind of that's where you're going to
Yeah.
lose some
But
of the people.
the thing
doing
is,
that.
you don't have to hunt.
You don't have to.
It's true. You
That's
can treat
true.
it like the
Have
same
to.
thing.
Right. It's just more of an opportunity thing, I feel.
We're also talking about something that not everybody does.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, going to a camp isn't a thing that all PA hunters do.
That's true.
You know, that I would say that's like a 50-50 almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, not everybody has
Anymore.
a camp or somewhere
Yeah.
to go to. That's more localized than anything.
Yeah. That used to be huge.
You know, go out to the eastern part of the state. I don't know exactly what's all out there when it comes to cottages and camps and stuff, but I don't feel like that's as common as it is around here.
Yeah. A lot of people hunting their same local properties
Yeah.
that they have permission on. That makes sense too. And that benefits them, I think.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
we're talking about a tradition because we do it as a, like you said, a trip up to camp.
Right.
We're very specific where a lot of people may not do that. You
That's
know,
true.
and it only benefits them. They're like, hey, you know, I'm off that Saturday 90% of the time.
They don't need preparation. They don't need that scouting trip. You know, they don't need that Saturday,
Right.
Sunday to look for where the deer are that time of year.
And it's not saying that you can't scout. You'll just be scouting with a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No
true.
big deal.
Yeah, you're going to
Yeah.
do it on the fly.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Most likely, you're not going to go up Thursday.
No.
Yep. Yep. No, that's good. I think that's a good ending point on that topic too. So let's move on to the next one.
Well, let's not move on because this also affects the next talking point, which is the fact that with doing this, they are going to be shortening the turkey season, the fall turkey season, by 2
The
days.
extended fall turkey.
The extended fall turkey, the Thanksgiving special season, which 2 of us over here may have killed pretty nice gobblers on that day, but they did. They shortened it up, and here's how it kind of falls. In WMUs near us, as kind of ones that I looked up and put in here, 1A, 2A, 4A, and 4B, the dates will be November 2nd through the 9th, and then November 28th and 29th. So those are your 2 days right there, your special. That used to go 2 more days additionally.
Mm-hmm.
In 2B, it's going to be November 2nd through the 22nd, and then again the 28th and 29th of November.
Yep.
And then 2D, 2E, and 2F, and then there's a bunch of other WMUs this included. The dates will be November 2nd through the 16th, and then November 28th through the 29th. So, what do you think about, the shorter fall turkey season, extended fall turkey, but I'm sure a lot of people went up and did a turkey hunt, before first day of rifle, and that was kind of their tradition.
Well, the only thing that's kind of going to get me with that is the only time I really do a fall turkey hunt is when I'm in the deer stand in archery season and I see a
Right.
turkey. I might take a pop shot at it. But other than that, I don't typically go out because it's deer season. I'm typically trying to fill a tag still. Now, the after Thanksgiving or on the Thanksgiving day and things like that, that's kind of a that's kind of one that I don't typically do, but so it's not really affecting me. But like you guys went out this year, you guys got it done on those days. But
It'll still be open on Thanksgiving.
yeah,
Day,
I'm not
we went out.
right.
But what do you think about the people that are hardcore fall turkey hunters? They're losing 2 days of turkey hunting.
I don't think they make up the percentage of deer hunters. Not even close.
So says how many
I'm trying to
really
look-
think do that.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair trade, to be honest.
It is, and you got to look at last year they reduced the fall turkey season too in certain WMUs because the turkey numbers are down.
Right.
So that might play into it as well. But we don't typically see that
does.
around here because we have a lot of turkey around here.
Right.
We see birds. Some of those lower WMUs, I think it was around like Washington County and things like that, where they reduced them. They might not have as many turkey down there, so that might be
Which
one
is
of the
funny
reasons why they're
because
doing
we
that.
have one of the shortest seasons for fall turkey. We only have a week, where most other people have 2 weeks plus,
Well, that might be
2 or 3 weeks.
indicative of why
Because our
we got more
numbers-
birds.
Yeah, we do have more birds.
Might be
Yeah.
shorter because of that, too.
Yeah.
Because you have more birds.
They did mention that in there, something along the lines that they based this off of some turkey research that they did through
Yeah.
Turkey Wildlife. But I don't know. I'm personally not affected by it. So
I'm not
I don't
either.
have a comment on it. I just want to, bring it up for the simple fact that is a real thing that's going to take place.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of one person only. He's Kyle Allen. He's got a turkey dog.
He's literally the only one I can
He's
think
the
of.
only person
Yeah.
I can think of that would be affected by this, and I think he even made a post about them shortening the fall turkey season because he does have a turkey dog. That's the only time he really uses them is in the fall, and he really enjoys that, and that's something that he does a lot of.
How about
You
the
know.
dates?
But the dates are November 2nd through the 9th and November 28th and 29th. So you have a week there in November,
Okay.
which that personally right there drives me nuts.
That's during our archery season.
That's
That's the only
during
time that I'm ever going to turkey hunt in the fall, really.
That's during the peak
And
of
it's
our
when
rut.
I'm in the stand. If they walk under, that's when I'm going to take a shot. That's about it. I don't go out after them.
That's just one thing that drives me crazy. You bring in the season and the peak of the rut, and you got guys like, and no offense to Kyle, because he does it on public land.
Yeah.
And he has all the right to do it.
Absolutely.
But he is running a dog through the woods chasing turkeys.
Yeah, well.
And deer.
It is what it is. Oh, gosh.
I'm just kidding, cowboy. Go get him, man. Go get all the turkey you want. I'm all for it. That dog's awesome.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. I've never seen a turkey dog before. Never even knew that existed.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it is literally the coolest thing ever.
Year.
Yeah, his dog will run out, he'll scent track, and he'll find a flock of birds. He'll run and break them up, and when he breaks them up, he barks at that location, and he stays there. And then you track him to that location. The dog circles that location where he broke them up, and he'll come over, and he lays in between his legs, and he puts a burlap thing over him, and then he calls the turkeys back in with like soft clucking and that kind of thing. And the turkeys come right back in, and he kills them.
Little Kiki run off.
Yeah, little Kiki run. Dude, he's killed 3 of them off his dog this year. He just had the dogs. Probably wasn't even a year old.
Training a dog to do that,
incredible.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But in a way, it's almost like he is training them for sure.
Oh, yeah,
but it's also kind of like how much training do you do for a beagle before they run a rabbit?
That's true too.
Maybe they're just
But they aren't
meant
going
to
to
do
be
it.
great to run rabbits either.
Yeah.
So he's definitely done a lot of training with him, and to get him to do all those little things,
Yeah.
unbelievable and so cool, so cool. But anyways, let's move on. Anybody want to read the next topic?
Expanding the mid-October muzzleloader and special firearms deer season to include bears statewide.
Boo!
That's an interesting one. I mean, the dates are going to be statewide, October 19th to the 26th, and special firearms October 24th to 26th.
What's going on in October again? It's archery season, right?
Yeah.
It's archery season.
Yeah. For deer?
Yeah, well now.
Right.
So obviously this is a bow hunting podcast, okay? Yeah. I can see this going one of two ways. One, it doesn't affect us at all. You never see anybody in the woods hunting bear. Or two, you get the same bear nuts up there with a bunch of inline muzzleloaders.
Yeah.
And which I guess is going to be the same regulation as regular muzzleloader season within the archery. You're allowed to use inline, correct?
You got to think, though, that special firearms seasons are typically for youth and
They
veterans.
are.
And
I'm talking the muzzleloader only.
yeah.
You're going to have, what if you get a group of 25 guys going up pushing for bears
Yeah.
Well,
with
Yeah,
muzzleloaders in
Inline
Pennsylvania?
muzzleloaders
It
more than
depends.
substantial.
it depends if they're doing the special regulation units like 2B and 5D and 5C over on the other side of the state. Depends if that's what they're counting by special firearms season.
No. The special firearm season is, and I could have wrote that out more, that's the youth firearm.
Mhm.
Youth, that's what they're talking about, special firearms.
Okay.
So
Muzzleloader,
you can,
correct?
and muzzleloader's open to everybody. That's just your regular, what they're saying is you have your regular muzzleloader season that comes in the middle of archery. Okay, your inline
It's
season.
doe only.
And it's doe only.
Yep.
They're proposing to open it up to you're able to shoot a doe or a bear. So if you have a bear license, you're able to hunt bear with an inline muzzleloader.
I don't see that
Or
many
if you're
people
a
doing
youth,
that.
you can do it with a rifle.
What I'm reading is expanding the mid-October muzzleloader
Yes.
and special firearms deer seasons to include
Yeah,
bear,
wasn't-
which is a whole week. That's
It
the
is.
3-day season and the rest of the week for the muzzleloader.
There's dates there statewide October 19th through the 26th.
Wasn't it only 3 days
So
before?
that's a week.
It was only
Well,
a couple days before, yeah.
So that's expanded, which is already huge.
The muzzleloader was already a week, but that special, the youth and seniors,
That's just going to be 2 days. Or
that
3
was
days.
3 days.
It's still going to be 3
So
days.
they're including the 3 and the week into this new bear thing where you can hunt them the whole time.
No, they're doing, well, yes, they're doing the 19th through the 26th is the whole week you're able to shoot bear with a muzzleloader. Within those 7 days, the last 3 days, if you're a youth, you can go and hunt them with a firearm as well.
I think we're saying the same thing.
Okay, well, then we are.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know.
They're going to have a full week of
Yes.
bear hunting
Correct.
with either of those weapons,
Yeah, well,
whether it's special firearms or muzzleloaders.
special firearms is just going to be the last 3 days, though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
rifles.
That's right. That's high-powered rifles
Yeah.
with
That's
youth.
kids and seniors.
Kids and
That's
seniors.
kids
Yeah,
and seniors.
Seniors, yeah.
I'm
So
sure
we have
you're going to
another-
see some seniors.
Yeah, I think you're right. I I think there's going to be people hunting bear pretty
With guns.
religiously with inline muzzleloaders that week.
Trust me, there are some bear nuts in this state.
Oh, yeah.
I get
Because
that.
the whole
Oh,
week
yeah.
is muzzleloader.
Yeah.
They just also include 3 days of that week into the rifle.
Correct.
For
Right,
senior
right.
citizen
Correct.
use.
Yep.
That's going to mess up the woods even more for the archery hunters.
No doubt.
It's going to be interesting to say
I
the
don't like
least.
it.
That'll be bad for like camp. I mean, somewhere
Exactly.
places around here, you don't have to worry about that as much. Like
Right.
you
Well,
know,
you still have to
some
worry
of the
about
spots.
Yeah, up around
yeah.
your camp, that's
But
where
That's always
like-
gonna
a
roll.
majority
Yeah.
of the bears are.
But
I
up
mean, that's,
camp, some of
yeah.
those spots up there, that's where that's really gonna.
I agree. That's what I was
Play a
thinking
part.
of.
I don't like it.
yeah.
Where there's quite a bit of bear and people are quite successful. How many people are successful in bear hunting? And not only are they successful with the rifles, but they're killing bear within 100 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do they do it? With groups of 25
people
Yeah.
pushing all
Pushing.
day long.
That's
Yeah.
what's going to destroy the woods for your archery hunters.
And you're talking a
And
week
you're,
of that.
you're sitting there with your bow, like, oh well,
yeah.
we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. That could get ugly is what I'm
That could
thinking.
get ugly. That's true.
I
So
just-
people
gonna
will be upset.
beneficial to an
People
archery
will
hunter
be
at all.
upset.
This
It'll
thing.
move deer, but it'll be moving them at Mach 3. You're never going to shoot
You
them.
don't want that.
No.
No. That could be horrible, especially at the camp, because when those deer start feeling real pressure, they really move back.
They go deep.
And they go far.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
hurts bad.
Austin, what was the date I shot my buck? Probably around then, right?
It was the 20
You shot the 25th or the 24th.
Right.
26.
So I mean,
2 days
20
before yours, right?
2 days before. I shot mine the
25th.
27th.
Yeah.
So it was,
so,
you're
I mean, you're
25th.
talking like that's peak
Oh yeah.
pre-rut activity.
It's peak pre-rut activity, and you're talking
like
about
it. I
another
don't like
season, and then to just add to it even worse, the next one that they're trying to propose is to increase to 2 weeks the length of the statewide archery bear season and shifting it to the 2 weeks following the muzzleloader and special firearms bear seasons.
Oh, goodness.
I do like the archery.
But you
Bear.
understand that's going to be October 28th through November the 9th. That
Of
is
bear archery.
bear archery.
I kind of
You're
like
going
that.
to see more bears killed, but on top of that, I mean, I don't mind the archery season being extended. Gives people a little bit more, but
Yeah.
that's right after their special firearm season that they're
Yep.
proposing. I bet that one gets shut down, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'll bet the archery goes forward. I'll bet the special firearms get shut down.
I would actually not be opposed to that.
Yeah.
I would be okay with that.
Same.
You're,
I think
if you're-
more people would be for
You're
that.
hunting with the same equipment at
Yeah.
that time. You
Yeah.
know, you're not
Right.
adding different equipment to hunt
Right.
these animals, so you're adding the same approach to hunting in a way. You know, you're not going to push for bear with 5 guys all holding bows.
No.
It's just not
No
going to
way.
happen. They don't
No.
do it now.
Nope.
So why would they do it with an extra week?
Yep.
You know, but I do like it in the
I
fact
kind
that
of like it.
Yeah.
I can, if I'm hunting up the camp.
Well, an extra,
and-
it's not going to change a strategy. You're going to do it the same way you normally
Right.
would. You just have some more time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not too opposed to that one. It's just every time we turn around, they're adding something additional to archery season, and they're just almost making archery season so impure.
No.
You know, rifle season's always just rifle season. You know, nobody messes with rifle season. They don't
Mhm.
stop rifle season and add in a bear season in the middle of it.
That's true. I mean,
It's like,
that's hard though, man. That's hard for them to really get it on. They're not getting. They're adding this because they're not getting as many bears killed as they want.
right.
That's exactly why they're doing it. They're making the season go longer because they want more bears killed,
Yeah. Or they're not selling enough bear tags.
or they're not selling enough bear tags. That too.
Quick question on that.
Hit me.
Wasn't it just last year or recent? Didn't bear archery lead right into bear rifle before?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so. Yeah.
So that just recently changed
They-
to where
yes.
they put bear in deer season.
Correct.
And now
Yeah.
they're extending it in deer season.
Which I liked when they did
I do.
that.
I do too.
Because
I
I was already archery hunting.
Yeah.
If I can see a
That
bear when I'm hunting
increases-
deer, then that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd
makes
shoot
your
a bear.
makes
but-
your bear tag worth it. You get so many more hunts.
right. Right.
I did like that because that was
That's
insane.
pretty recent, right?
They
It was
had
last
it
year.
year or two, either last
One or
year
two.
or the year before they changed that. They brought bear season into archery season.
Because before bear archery, there was nothing else really in.
yeah, there was like 2 or 3 days of it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Of bear archery, and
And
then
it
it went
led right
right
into
into
rifle.
bear rifle.
Yep.
And you guys always saw them in deer archery.
Correct.
Right.
We always saw them.
So that's why we got excited
Mm-hmm.
about that.
Bear archery was a week
Yeah,
prior
now
to
they're
the rifle,
and well now
but
they're
it wasn't in archery season.
right.
Right.
Now they're proposing to extend it to 2 weeks. I don't know if you heard that before you left. Inside of archery season, right after the special firearms season.
Right.
Right.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I-
And
I
I
dig
think it's both things, because if you look at the next point, they're
Special
also
firearms, is that not already the week that it was? And then the bear season is also the same, but now they're adding bear to special firearms.
I think there was a week in between.
It was the 5th week. Was
Yeah.
always bear archery.
Right.
Was it the 3rd week or the 4th week for special firearms? I think it was the 3rd.
I think there was a week in between
it was
because
the 3rd week.
this proposal is saying they want to add it right after that season. They
Right.
want to bring it in another week. So they want to fill that week waiting period with bear archery.
So that'll
Yeah.
open up our 5th and 6th week of archery.
No, because it's still going to be the 5th week. They want to
they're,
add.
they're jumping ahead the rifle,
Right.
Yeah.
which that in a way is good because we all know that when they bring that rifle in, how dangerous that can be in PA with the leaf cover that we still have at
Yeah.
that time and the lack of visibility.
Yeah.
So that could be a good thing.
Yeah, 'cause I mean that's going to be like the 24th and 26th of October.
Right.
By then, you're
Usually
almost you're pretty clear. The
Leaves
woods
should
have,
be about down.
woods
by
have
then,
pretty
yeah.
much opened up.
I'm
Yeah.
saying prior,
Yeah, it
years,
was really
the
early.
week prior, if you didn't get one of the bad like cold windstorm, rainstorm things
Yeah.
where it knocked
Knock
a
it
bunch
all
of leaves down, it was hard to see. And I wouldn't trust myself shooting a 308 in the woods at that time. You just can't see what you can see later in the season.
Right.
Someone could be there in pure orange and you wouldn't see them 100
That's
yards
true,
away
too.
in spots
Yeah.
because of the leaf cover.
You almost have to hunt them from stands like you do archery.
Yep.
You know, shoot down, get
Yep.
that angle down.
Big time.
But the next point is, and I think they're really pushing bears this year because the next one is they're trying to expand the 4-day extended bear season to 6 days in most
Right.
wildlife management units. Where they said it says statewide though, elsewhere other than these special WMUs, it's going to be 5 days. So
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. What do you think the effect on the bear population and the pressure on deer before rifle season?
I don't
Because-
think it's going to change that much. They're going to kill a few more bears, in my opinion. But honestly,
You're
I think
opening-
you're going to have that pressure. It's just going to be longer. Think about those last few days of bear season. How many bears get killed?
a lot.
The last few days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I
Maybe.
think about the big groups that go out, when they kill bear, it's usually that 3rd day.
Well, maybe, yeah. Well,
That's when they kill most of the bear. To be honest with you, like the one year they got 9 bears on the last day. Other than that, they got like 1 the first 2 days.
well,
A lot of people they don't even go out the first day.
yeah.
There's so many people.
There is a lot of
That
people
3rd
out
day,
there.
they go out and they really know where all the bear get pushed and tucked away into certain spots, and I think that's why they're so successful.
Probably.
But I mean, I wish I even knew what to talk about because I don't hunt bear.
I don't really
rifle.
hunt that much. I
But
go
I mean-
out every once in a while.
Yeah,
6 days.
but I think it makes sense.
You're going to definitely encourage people to buy a tag.
I would
That's
agree.
a couple more
They have more of a
days,
chance.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think ours would be 5 days. I didn't look too much into that. I think our WMUs would be 5 days, but they are extending it to 6 days in a lot of different wildlife management units.
That's the week before rifle, correct?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's kind of what my other talking point on here was. What if you're adding more days of that insane bear pressure? Is that really going to affect the deer anymore, or do you think it's just going to be the same effect?
I'm sure it's going to affect it a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to be.
It's less days for the deer to calm
Crazy.
down.
Well,
You gotta
essentially,
think,
you're running
too.
it to what? Friday
Yeah.
in some areas.
But you got to
I don't
think,
have the
too,
dates.
people are going to be weighing their time for hunting bears rather than hunting deer.
Yeah.
Those guys that are up there that, if they have an extended season, they might not hunt those extra days because they want to keep those extra days for rifle season for deer.
So
There's
you're
there's
right.
going to be pros and cons with that either way, and you never know. This might get shot down.
Right.
It might not even go through. So I mean, it's-
I like to basically just cover these as if it were to go through.
no,
Are
absolutely,
you for or
absolutely.
against it?
For or against what?
That if it would go through the
Extending bear?
Yeah.
I'd be for it. What do you think,
I feel like I'd be against it a little bit, honestly.
Russ?
I mean, my understanding, if I'm not mistaken, bears start Saturday, correct? Bear season?
Yeah.
Saturday,
Usually-
Monday,
It used to
Tuesday,
start
Wednesday.
Mondays. They just changed it last year, I think, to start on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So right
Saturday,
now-
Monday, Tuesday.
They're
Yeah.
talking about a 5-6 day season.
It'd be Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, in some states Friday.
You're running it straight up to the rifle deer.
Yeah.
See, so I feel like they would start it earlier.
Yeah,
I
they would-
think they would start it in the week
Because you got
before
Thanksgiving.
because you can't run it past over top of
I
Thanksgiving.
wouldn't think they would. That's what I'm wondering.
I'm
what
thinking they
dates
would do
are.
like a Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, and then Monday, Tuesday. I'll bet you that's how they would handle
I'd
it.
be okay with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm for it.
I'd be okay
I
with that
like
too.
4 days for bear.
Well, that's what I'm thinking because I don't really get to hunt bear ever because
Right.
why buy a tag to go hunt them one Saturday?
I wouldn't
Well,
like
that's
it
the thing.
running
The
straight
tag
track.
sales would go up because you're giving yourself more of a chance.
I think
Right.
that's what they want.
I do.
And there's a lot of people that might not capitalize on it. They might buy a tag and never even...
Right.
But just to have it of, hey, I have the option to do it, and now I have more time to do it.
Right.
I was more inclined to buy one for archery because they moved it into archery season.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And now they're trying to extend
and now
that.
they're trying to
It's just
extend it.
archery.
But they're
Yeah.
trying to extend that another week. That
Yeah.
means like, yeah,
I'm good.
especially if we go to Mount.
All right, I like that point, Anthony. Let's go back through. So let's cover these all again. These are pretty much the most important topics that really I think will affect us. There are some other talking points I'll hit real quick. Just establishing a September archery season and a January antlerless season for elk hunters. Expanding bobcat hunting and trapping seasons to WMU 4B. Extending fisher trapping opportunity to WMU 4A. Increasing the season limit on beavers from 20 to 40 in WMUs 2A and 2B.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's a lot of beavers.
That's a lot of beavers.
Yeah.
And reducing the length of the porcupine season by about 10 weeks statewide. Dates October 12th through the February 1st, the following season. Boo! No!
Hard pass on that.
We like to hunt our cupines.
Porcupine.
Does anybody know
Are you in
anyone that hunts
regulation?
a porcupine?
I don't
I
know
don't.
anybody that...
Like, actually, regulation goes out.
Well,
was
my
like,
dad was
that's
asking
what
the
I'm
other
doing.
day. He's like, is porcupine still in? I might go up to camp and walk around with my pistol. I was like, I don't know.
What
I thought it was always
What do
in.
you hunt them with?
Like, I'm ignorant to that.
Anything.
Do you hunt them and eat them? Is there some type of money for
I
the
feel
pelts?
they're almost a nuisance animal, kind
They
of like
are,
a coyote.
They
Yeah,
are.
but coyotes
What
they
do
sell
you-
pelts
But
and
they
stuff.
have
They
pelts
do.
and stuff. They have a purpose still.
I think if people are really
I think it's
hunting
saving
them,
the
I think they're
wildlife.
probably eating them.
You'd probably,
Maybe.
I mean, you definitely could eat.
I don't
Oh,
think
I
anybody's
I
selling
don't know
the
anybody
pelts.
that does.
I don't either. Yeah.
I
I mean,
actually,
are they like groundhogs?
I
You
tried
just
a
kick them in a
porcupine.
hole?
I tried it.
Yeah.
Me and Joey ate the backstrap.
Was it good?
It's horrible.
Maybe.
But is there a set, like, what you have to hunt it with?
Just like
You know,
regular.
certain things it's, you can, you know.
I think it's just like your normal regulations
Yeah.
for hunting.
Probably.
Your normal regulations.
Probably the smallest you can use is probably like a 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
The largest
Right.
you can probably
I would just
use
be
is-
curious to see the strategy. Like, what is your approach?
I don't know how I would
Like,
hunt
you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna go
porcupine.
find them, like,
I got one.
walk around.
Yeah, I don't. The only thing I can think of is walking around looking for them, scurrying around places.
Dude,
I don't really
that
know.
happened. Johnny this
Johnny
year.
shot
rifle.
one.
Yeah.
I have
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I have them
season, right?
on my phone
October.
a picture I took in bear season where this porcupine just stood there.
Yeah.
He never moved. He let me walk within 10 yards of him.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you just walk through the woods and look for them.
That's the only thing I can think of.
They seem to be somewhat nocturnal.
I would think that they'd be a little bit nocturnal. I mean, but you got to think too. People can hunt raccoons at night and things like that too.
That's
Going out
true.
with a spotlight and spotting their
Right.
eyes and shooting them like that.
There are
Probably
certain
too.
things, coyotes.
Coyotes, the same
You
way.
have coyotes
you
at
can do that
nighttime,
too.
so
Yeah.
that's a real possibility.
I don't know if they fall into that category. I've never looked it up.
I have no
don't
idea.
think you could shoot them at night, though.
I don't know.
I don't think you can.
I think
because
they're like a daytime
Definitely
regulation.
can't. Yeah.
whenever they
definitely
talk
can't.
about it, they only talk about coyotes.
What, for hunting at night?
Yeah.
No, you can hunt
Raccoons.
raccoons at night and
Well,
stuff
yeah,
like that too. I mean,
Yeah, raccoons, but that's almost under the fur barrel
That's
category.
interesting.
You
I'll
know,
look into
that's
that.
different.
Fall under that.
Porcupines.
I don't think any of us are like really knowledgeable about this. So
No.
let's
right,
move on
moving
from
on.
that topic.
Okay,
None
so-
of us know what we're talking
So
about.
where I was going with that, I wanted to go back through each category and give a yay and nay around the table. So rifle season opening on Saturday after Thanksgiving, putting you all on the spot. Yay or nay, Anthony,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russ,
Yeah.
Jess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the only one. No, I agree. Yay, I agree. Yeah,
That's the thing. I'm going to get an extra day to hunt.
yeah.
Not have
For
to take a
selfish
day
reasons,
off if
I
don't
would
want
say
to.
no, but I agree with everyone else.
like
Like,
it.
to me, you know, you guys are all going to be at camp. That's 2 days that I miss, so I'd be
Right.
a little salty about it. But I agree, like, for everybody else, that it's definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Expanding the mid-October muzzleloader special firearms. I think we're all nay there.
I'm
Nay.
nay
Am I
on
correct?
that.
Hard-
I'm
hard
so
nay.
nay on
Hard
that.
nay. Okay. Increasing the 2 weeks length of the statewide archery bear season and shifting it to 2 weeks following the muzzleloader season. Yay or nay? Jess. I didn't start with you.
Timeout.
Jess.
Switch up order.
It's the fourth and fifth week of.
They're increasing
Archery.
bear archery to 2
They're
weeks
just adding a week of archery.
And it's in deer season.
Yeah.
during deer season. During deer archery season.
Yeah.
Yay?
I'm a
Russ?
strong
Yeah.
yay on that.
Yeah, I'm a yay on that. I mean,
Strong gay.
I'm
It's
just
very hard to kill a bear
It's super hard to kill.
I think I'm just an average yay, not a strong yay.
I think they should be in the whole 6-week season of archery.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool because, like we said, you're using the same equipment.
Right.
You're hunting them the same way. It doesn't really change.
It doesn't affect anything.
I've never been walking through the woods and run into an archery guy and be like, "Hey, you seen any bear out there?" Like,
yeah.
And a good point on that is we know people who have seen them in deer archery.
Yes.
yeah,
We
all have.
We could
I
have
have.
harvested a couple bear if they were throughout the
Oh
season.
my goodness! I had one at my
Only a couple.
I had one at the base of my tree. Big old sow.
So did Sam.
Yeah, our dad. Oh my gosh, he's seen so many bear.
Now
archery.
we're talking over how many years now? We've had a few opportunities throughout the whole season.
Right.
I don't think it'd be that ridiculous to make the whole archer season fair.
Because it's not really going to change things. People are still going to do the same way, but they are going to buy a tag.
Yeah.
Right.
Because your
You're
chances
guaranteeing
just...
it.
Because I'm still going to sit in my stand the same way, but if one happens to walk by,
I have an opportunity.
Here we go.
Boom.
Yeah.
I bet you start selling more crossbows too.
that's
Guaranteed.
true. That is true.
And then we'll have some crossbow pushing deer or bear hunting.
Can we fix the word to cross gun?
Cross gun hunting, bear hunting, pushing with my 25 guys.
Oh man.
Sorry.
That might create a whole new animal.
And that's it. That's really it. I mean, that's what they're proposing. None of this is set in stone. It may not go through at all.
Okay, we did the last one.
We did it.
Yeah.
I did put what from the website, just that, if the public may offer comments on all proposed 2019-20 seasons and bag limits as well as other board actions. So your voice does actually matter in these situations. So if you are upset about something or you really favor something, you should reach out to the proper people and contact them, let them know.
Yeah, reach out to the Game Commission, let them know.
Yeah, and
one way
the
or
next
another.
quarterly meeting is scheduled to be held April 8th and 9th. So
Yep.
moving on to more or less law-changing proposals.
Yep.
This is mostly focused around fluorescent orange requirements, from what I understand. And I think we're going to get a pretty positive group here, positive conversation. So the first point, fluorescent orange requirements. The proposal would eliminate the requirement to wear fluorescent orange at any time while archery hunting for deer or bear. This would eliminate all overlap periods when archery hunters are required to wear varying amounts of fluorescent orange while moving or post-orange material while in a fixed position.
I'll start that one off right now. I'm 100% for that because it's not that I don't want to wear orange when there's guns out in the woods, but it's more things that I have to carry in and carry out when I'm going. It's not a ton of weight, but it's more of a pain than anything. A. B. What if you forget it? Now you got to go the whole way back home, get your orange, and then go back out. You might be late into the stand. That's happened to me before. That's just big. The number of hunters out in the woods with a gun at that time of the year, also, it's so slim, in my opinion. It's not like the opening day of rifle season or anything like that, where there's guys every 40 yards or whatever.
Right.
You're lucky to hear a gunshot.
Right. I mean, I've never heard a gunshot when I've been archery hunting, wearing the orange into the woods and posting it when I've been out there. I've seen guys walking through, but that's even been few and far between.
So now think about this also. All the new law proposals or season proposals and changes. There's so many changes going on every year season-wise. Now you have to remember what season's in, what are my orange requirements. They're changing all the time. It's going to cause mass confusion. And that's the main reason why they are proposing these fluorescent orange changes, to simplify it, not to make it any less safe for hunters. But right from the website, commissioners said the changes are intended to clear up the complexity of existing fluorescent orange requirements, which each year result in a significant number of violations detected by state game wardens.
Yep.
So this is like their number one thing that they're busting people on, is their orange requirements.
Yeah, and that just it's kind of a needless thing, honestly.
And
I will say from personal experience, we're driving out one day, heading out to one of our spots, and he's like, "Hey, do we need to have orange on today? I can't remember, if it's this day or if it's not." And he's trying to get hold of his dad, trying to ask, and I'm trying to look it up. It is not an easy thing to look up.
It's not an easy thing to look up
I'm looking
at all.
everywhere trying to find, is there just set dates? And it's all, it's not easy to find.
It's all
when you need
verbiage.
it. Yes.
Yeah,
It's all verbiage. Like,
I need
wow,
black
this
and white.
season's in, you must wear this much orange. While this season's in, you must watch this much orange.
I wish they would go to a vest and a hat in the verbiage rather than
Inches or
360 cubic inches of
Like,
whatever.
let's be
I mean,
real.
that just, come on, be real.
Yeah, I think
Personally,
Austin,
I don't know what that means.
Just
half
tell
the
me
time.
I need a vest and a
really-
hat. That's all.
Yeah, like,
we all know what that is.
Or I just need a hat. Or what,
Do I need a hat or do I need a hat and vest?
yeah.
Simple.
or when it says
Simple.
this
Head back
date
and
to this
check.
date, this is what you have to wear.
Right.
Yeah.
Not like I have to read a paragraph and then I have to think about, okay, now what did that all mean? And does it apply to me?
Well, especially now that they don't give you the books anymore either.
Right.
You
Yeah.
have to actually go out and find this
I still
information.
buy a book. I
I
still
don't.
buy a
It's
book
right
and
on
I
my
read it.
phone. I have an app.
Yeah,
I
I
disagreed with that.
I like to have it from
But-
the.
You have that, like you said, you have an app.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have it at your fingertips still. You don't have to give them money for it. Just give the books away.
Right.
You
Yeah.
want people to follow the laws. Make it easy on them.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
charge
Well, you're
them money
paying for the
it.
license.
Yeah.
Give me the book.
Yeah.
It
Right.
cost you all of what to.
To
Like,
print.
what do
Yeah.
you give them? $60, $80 every year between tags and everything
Yeah.
all combined.
Mhm.
Give me the 3-cent book.
It's not even a
Print
picture
out.
book. There's no 3D. Nothing pops out. I mean, it's
Right.
terrible.
Who needs that fancy
It's
book
not even
learning?
regular paper. It's like newspaper.
Yeah.
Gray and white.
It's all recycled paper.
It's terrible. But I am a strong yay for this one.
Yeah, I
I am
think-
sick of wearing orange in the woods when I have a bow in my hand.
I think
Yeah.
Austin nailed it. I'm just going to piggyback that, and I agree.
Dude, I'm seeing this right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. 250 square inches of daylight fluorescent orange material
Yeah.
on the head,
We didn't
chest,
get
back.
there yet.
What is?
Yeah, but I just saw that. I'm
Bust
like,
out my tape measure. And,
visible from 360 degrees. How am I supposed to really just be like, yeah, I have 250 inches on?
Right. How are you really going to measure that out?
It
No.
tells you head, back, and chest.
Yeah.
But
Get out of here. That's
Can't we
like-
just say vest and hat?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, just simplify
make
it.
it a vest.
A vest,
Or, coveralls,
visible
anything.
360. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just killing me.
They're
Just
trying
give a
to cover
minimal
all the
requirement.
bases. But
Okay.
I'm for it, too. I mean,
Yeah,
get
I
rid of the
figured.
confusion.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you don't feel safe walking in the woods without it, wear it.
Wear
And
it.
that's what they
Yeah.
say.
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's still
They-
you can.
They put it right on there.
Right.
Even though you are not required, you are strongly, I mean, if you feel unsafe, you're strongly, basically, I'm losing the word.
Encouraged.
Encouraged. Thank you. My
I knew
goodness.
you were fishing for it.
Yeah, I was fishing for it hard. And I'm like looking at all of you, like, help me. I don't want to sound like an idiot. Help me. Encouraged to wear orange. So
Well, with being encouraged, if you are hunting
now he wants to say the word.
your private property, right?
Yeah,
You're hunting private property you only have permission on, why do you have to wear orange walking in?
I agree with that too.
Yeah.
I mean, even
Yeah.
if this doesn't go through, look
Yeah.
at that.
I mean,
Right.
like you have a
Private
like
land.
10-acre piece that you only have permission on is posted. Like, why do you got to wear orange?
Just
walking in?
because you wouldn't do that, though. There are people out there that
It's true.
do whatever they want, and it could be your property, and somebody that you don't even know is out there.
That's true, too. That's
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah.
That's a big problem in
Mhm.
Pennsylvania. People trespassing.
For
And
sure.
even if it's posted, there's still people
Yeah, it
trespassing.
doesn't
That
matter.
doesn't matter to them.
Yeah, how can we
Anymore.
propose a law that we maybe make some stricter?
I saw that.
trespassing
That's
laws?
actually
Do
that.
what Illinois did.
Because I
One
didn't
thing that
see
you
it.
don't have on here that I saw, they are proposing stricter laws for trespassers this year.
They must have had it deep in there because I read it pretty well twice.
Yeah, I read that yesterday.
I
Actually,
read it and I
Those states, you
skimmed.
go to jail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
Make
they
it
don't
like
have
that.
to post it.
No,
It
without
is-
it being posted, if it's not your property, you're not allowed on it, and
You are required to know.
You have the possibility of going to prison.
I do like
Yeah.
us being protected a little bit, though.
Well, yeah, because we see a big buck on a piece of
Yeah.
property, and there ain't no posted sign. There ain't no buildings 150
I mean,
yards.
I get it. If it's posted, then yeah, you should be fined. for
Yeah, the
sure.
not
I
posted
agree.
thing would start to that would get
If
that
it's
might get a
posted,
little
you should
bad.
be fined. But
I
if it's
agree.
not posted, you get benefit out and just don't do it again.
But posted the whole way around, too.
Yes,
Not just
agree.
posted on the road, and then if I access from a neighboring property.
Or valid posted
Yeah.
signs.
Yes.
Valid
Not,
would be nice.
I made these myself, and I don't even own this property.
Yeah.
And that happens too.
Mm-hmm.
People
Okay.
post property they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
own just
Yep.
so people won't own it.
sidebar on this. When I read that, it was actually so. There was a senator this year that proposed Sunday hunting, strongly opposed on it. That's the opposition he got. It was 75% opposition on this. Part of that bill was. Let me read here real quick. Oh shit! I was just looking at it. Yeah, I know.
We
Right?
should give the senator a shout
Okay,
out.
yeah.
Yeah. What was his name? He's the man.
So it's
Send him a free hat.
yeah. So it's an increased penalties for trespassing on hunting property
Mhm.
is also in that bill, but that's gonna be.
I mean, dude, that's a good bill.
I think
Who's
it
shooting
is.
that down?
It's Senator Dan Laughlin.
Is that
Dan Lawson is the man.
is that state
he's the one who
representative?
proposed this.
He's the
Not
man.
my vote.
Yeah,
He's
seriously.
the man. Wait, so is that our state representatives
That's
opposing
one of
that?
our senators,
I'm
not our
saying,
state rep.
Who did that go through that it got shut down?
Was it the House or something?
the
It's
House
probably
or
the
the Senate?
House.
That's
Well,
what I'm
no,
saying.
it'd be the Senate because he's a senator. I would think,
Senators
or does it has to go to the House
It has to
first
go to the
and
House
then Senate?
first.
Yeah. So yeah.
American civics.
Yeah,
I don't know government.
because we only have so many senators. We don't have very many senators.
Right.
That has to go through our House.
At the annual
Representatives.
meeting in the fall of
Where's Aaron
2018,
Bernstein?
75% of members indicated opposition to Sunday hunting.
I don't get it.
I want to know if they hunt.
I was saying
Probably
the
not.
same thing.
No. And they're
I'm just
making
saying
our
no.
rules. That's the funny part. And they say that
Would you
everywhere.
say most
Just
of the
do it as a
opposition is
trial
non-hunters?
period. See how it goes. Have the Sunday hunting. That's going to get your license sales up.
Oh yeah.
It's just everybody else is doing it, and it's working out just fine.
We're one of 2 states, us and Delaware, and nobody hunts in Delaware.
I was saying, we have nothing in common with Delaware.
We might have a listener from
We are,
Delaware.
we are a commonwealth with them. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Massachusetts is a
true.
Commonwealth. They have freaking Sunday hunting.
Dude, you guys, and you should get a couple other PA like hunting pages to do a poll among hunters.
Oh,
Hunters
big
and
time.
PA, what they
Just
thought of
among-
it.
It'd be
Hunters.
100% for
Yeah.
it.
It would
I don't think
The
it'd be
people
100%.
I don't think it'd be
I've-
100%. It'd be really
Listen,
high.
I've been on that Pennsylvania hunting website on Facebook. Okay, I'm no longer a member for very good reasons. I was not kicked off. I left freely. Okay. That sounded bad. They would always propose that. There'd be people on there throwing up, oh, who's for and against Sunday hunting, and the amount of people that are against it would very much so surprise
That
you.
blows my mind.
I just want to know why.
A deer need an extra day of rest. I mean, the dumbest excuse I've ever heard in my life.
Deer
So
don't go to
coyotes,
church.
coyotes don't chase them on Sundays.
Right.
Bears don't eat them on Sundays.
Yeah.
They're just hanging out.
Cars
Like,
don't
what's
hit 'em
up,
on
dude?
Sunday.
Yeah.
But for most people, they get their rest Monday through Friday because they're at work.
And let's really put this in proportion.
That's how I
Put
think
it in
about that.
proportion. You got a 6-week archery season. There's about 6 days extra. You got a 2-week rifle season. Now could be 3 days
could be
extra,
3 extra.
with these proposed. And then you have your extended archery season that
It's
runs
2.5 weeks.
2.5
usually.
weeks. So you're talking another
2 to
2 or
3.
3 days. You're now talking about 12 days
Yeah, that's it.
total.
On the
12 days to
That's 40
increase
Sundays
to
that we're
increase
not
your
hunting.
out of state sales through the roof, because nobody's coming here. We have one of the better valued out of state licenses, and nobody wants to come here because they're not going to come here and waste a day not hunting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You know,
Yep.
And especially people from neighboring states that could just cross the border on a weekend, spend a
Right.
whole weekend here. Those people, if they could hunt Saturday and Sunday, would be so much more inclined to
But
buy
they're
a
going to jump
license.
over to Ohio or anywhere else where
Correct.
you get
They're gonna
Saturday
jump-
and Sunday.
They're going to go right past us.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not the only person ever affected by this, but out of this group, I was probably more affected than anybody here.
Mm-hmm.
I had 3 sits. They were Saturdays. I could have had
This
6.
is a good point. Go ahead.
Could have had 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
50% increase.
And what did you end up doing?
What do you mean?
You bought an Ohio license.
I bought a high license for the sole purpose.
Just to hunt on Sundays.
Yeah.
The sole
You know what
purpose.
days in the
Yep.
woods?
Because that's the thing, early archery, okay, you might get out a couple times during the week. If you can, let's say you work till 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
You can get home, get a couple hours in. Most people don't. Like I was able to because I have a flexible schedule. Most people, Saturday is their day, or they're using vacation days, and not everybody has a lot of vacation days to spare.
Yeah, like him. He's working until
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
late
And
at night.
It's not just me. Like
Yeah.
all my coworkers.
Or how many
'Cause
Saturdays did you work?
I did work a good amount of Saturdays, but every Saturday I had off, I also had that Sunday off.
That's what I'm saying. If you couldn't get
Yeah.
out Saturday, now you have another day.
Right.
And the thing is,
Big
I'm
time.
not the only person. I
No.
hear all my friends talking.
Yeah.
Do you archery hunt? Nah, I don't archery hunt. I work construction in PA. We can't hunt on
And
Sundays.
that's a common
Yeah.
job.
I mean, dude, you're talking
That's a lot of people.
employees in PA.
That's touching
A lot.
thousands of
Yep.
people.
Take
just in
it
that
a
field.
step farther.
Yes.
Take it one step farther. The number one issue in hunting right now in the United States is hunter recruitment.
Oh, big time.
Okay? Kids go to school Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Kids
Yep.
that play sports have sporting events Monday through Friday and
And
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
No Sundays.
When I was in high school playing sport, I would hunt one Saturday evening a week.
Yeah.
How many kids want to go out for one Saturday evening a week and say they don't see a deer?
And
How do
on
you
top
get
of
a
that,
feel
their
for
parents
it?
have to
4
be off
weeks.
work.
Right.
I didn't hunt in high school. I didn't do then because, I didn't have, if you don't have people all around you that are all about that life, so you know it and you're like, you can't wait till you get your chance to get out there. Not everybody's like that. So
Right.
you're somebody that gets 2 hours every week to maybe try to do this, your interest is not going to be that high.
Yeah, how much fun is that for you?
Unless you have a pressure, that you're seeing that your whole life and you're like, yeah, this is my chance to do this. But most people, that's not the case.
That's not the case. And I like Charles's point. During the season stuff, soccer's going on, football's going on.
Basketball.
All of that. Those kids have games Friday night, Saturday.
They practice every day after school.
Every day after school.
What's the one day you don't practice?
What's the one day you don't practice?
Sunday. Everybody's off on Sundays.
Yep. It just makes sense to me, and I wish they would just at least give it an opportunity.
They
Try
wanna
it for
do-
archery only.
They
Look
want
at
to
it
do
logically.
Sundays the rest day. Well, to me, one of the most relaxing things I could possibly do
Sit in a
is
stand.
go sit in a stand.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It's for the people that don't hunt.
Yeah.
That is it. It is the
Yeah.
people that do not hunt that oppose
And how much
it.
does it actually affect them?
More, the majority, I should say, that oppose it are the people that do not hunt.
I agree with Austin. Try it for archery.
Or,
Try it archery
or
only
try
or
it for
something.
small game. We talked about this.
Yeah,
Bring it
even
in for
small
small
game,
game.
something.
Run a trial, just like you did with semi-automatic rifles. We'll get to it. They brought it in for small game and coyotes,
Yeah.
but not big game. Obviously, it's going well. I've never heard anything bad about it.
Yeah. There's
They
been no
proposed
talk.
again to bring it in for big game,
Yep.
and we'll get there because that's
Got
that's
shot
coming
down.
up. Hey, don't ruin the surprise.
We'll get there.
But I don't want this whole episode. This topic was we're pretty much waiting to explode on our
yeah.
podcast.
And I wasn't trying to bring it up at that point, but it made sense to bring it up
It's
at
the
that
one thing
point.
that's
It just-
missing. It's the one
yeah.
thing that's missing on this.
I'm
They
just
won't even
surprised
give it a
it's gone.
I
chance.
know.
It is.
It's
But
just-
Covered the orange.
Yeah.
let's go back to oranges. So the next one, the proposal also would eliminate the requirement for fall turkey hunters to wear fluorescent orange material. Boom.
I'm for that.
I'm for it. 100%.
That actually almost cost us this year.
It did.
If we were not like 50 to 60 feet above these birds,
Yep.
they would have.
They would have spotted us.
Good chance they would have spotted me.
Easy.
Yeah.
If we were on level ground with these birds or anywhere within 100, 200 yards,
Oh, we were done.
well, they
They'd
would have
peg
seen
you.
us way
Yeah.
before we saw them. I mean, come on. We're just walking around with shotguns in our hands,
Yeah, and I mean, fall turkey, you got to find the birds. You have
Yeah.
to walk. You're not sitting there in spring and calling
You're
them
not
towards
calling
you.
them in.
Exactly.
Really, unless
So,
you.
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I'm definitely for that. 100%.
I don't see why you need it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Even if, I don't know.
I see you needing it if you're small game hunting and it turns into a turkey hunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're shooting squirrels and rabbits and whatever else. Wear your damn orange. But other than that, turkey hunting, if you're actually going out for the sole purpose of turkey hunting, you don't want to be wearing orange. That makes
Right.
sense to me to
Agreed.
get rid of it. But
Their eyes are too good.
I think
Yeah.
turkeys can see orange, right?
I'm pretty sure.
You could probably see it pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's move on to that next big bold point.
This
You
one
already
is-
mentioned it once.
This
So
one's long. Okay. And I don't think this says anything. This is just these are a couple things that didn't change, actually, I believe. So hunters in deer, bear, elk, firearm seasons, small game seasons, and hunting coyotes during daylight hours within open deer, bear, elk, firearm seasons would continue with the requirement to wear orange at all times, 250 square inches of daylight fluorescent orange material on the head, chest, and back of mine, visible from 360 degrees.
Right.
Woodchuck hunters also would continue to be required to wear a
They
solid
have to wear a
fluorescent
hat.
orange hat at
Yeah.
all times. So those woodchuck hunters that are listening, we got you, bro.
Woodchucks.
Woodchuck.
And basically, they're just saying all the other seasons would not be affected by the fluorescent orange requirements. And this is one that I should have starred and highlighted. The requirement to post orange while deer, bear, or elk hunting from an enclosed blind would also remain, which means you have to wear orange
Oh, my
on
God.
your blind. I am so sick of
Do it.
first day of rifle.
Oh.
It was raining this year. Everybody was in blinds. Nobody had orange.
You talk
Yeah.
about safety. You talk
It's
about
unsafe as it
safety.
gets.
Yeah.
You talk about getting
I
shot.
was 50 yards from a guy
On
and
the
had
ground.
no clue
And you
he was
could
there.
easily shot in his direction. Easily.
100 times.
Yes.
We pushed deer right between that.
Yeah.
Nobody knew he was there. I told you guys that guy was there.
You got startled because you
Yeah.
walked right up
I
on
walked
him.
right to him.
Yeah.
He was 50
Very,
yards away and I'm
very
blind.
dangerous.
2 years ago, we walked up on a guy pushing. I had no clue he was there.
Yeah.
There's no benefit
No
to
orange.
doing that.
No.
there's
No,
literally
it's
no
not-
The
benefit
deer
to
are
doing
not
that.
going to see the
That's what I'm
orange
saying.
above your blind. I promise you.
No,
No.
they're not. Please post it. Something.
Just be safe. Have common sense. It's
And it
really,
has to
it's
be
really what it
visible.
is. Just have common
Yes.
sense.
That needs to be more strictly enforced.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
Common sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard though,
360.
dude.
If
It's not
you're
off. You can't see it from the road usually, so I'd have to be in the woods to enforce it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. they'd have to get out of their
I mean,
trucks.
but if you as a hunter were to file a complaint, there should be a pretty hefty fine.
Well,
you're
whenever
talking
somebody
about
gets
potentially-
hurt,
you're talking about potentially killing somebody.
It's for their
Then you have to
own
live with
damn
that.
good,
Yeah.
to be honest
yeah,
with you.
that's not good.
It's for their own good.
Killing someone and doing nothing wrong.
Yes.
If they made
Yeah.
all orange blinds, I would buy one. Completely,
like an orange camo.
100% orange, just orange, plain
Yeah,
orange.
I
I mean,
agree.
especially when you're hunting in the snow. First off, orange is a really good color to be wearing when there's snow all over everything. In my opinion, it's better. It stands out a lot less than camouflage does.
Yeah.
I was in all orange one time, and I had a little buck literally 5 yards away from me feeding. Had no clue I was there.
Well, they don't see orange, especially if it's
Right.
orange with a breakup pattern on it. You're invisible.
I agree.
And think
I mean,
about
that
it,
just is what
you're
it is.
sitting on the ground within everything else is white, so a very bright color. That bright white and that bright orange, they just blend.
Kind of. Yeah.
I mean,
I know what you're saying.
I've
I-
always seen it that way.
Especially if there's a glare. But
Yes.
yeah, I know
So-
exactly what you're talking about. I get that.
So please, just wear orange.
Wear your orange. Don't be. If you're required to wear your orange, wear your orange. Don't be
Like,
dumb.
dude. Wrap your tree.
Something.
Seriously, I mean, you're talking like 50 yards away with a
Hang an
308, and
orange
we have no
flag out of
idea
your
you're there.
backpack.
Take
or
your
something.
orange jacket, an extra
We're
orange
talking
jacket.
like no idea that person's there. Just stupid.
Yep.
That's just idiotic.
These are just our opinions, people. They're not anything to keep, like.
But wear your orange.
But wear your orange.
No, that's not an opinion. That was a law.
That's
That's
yeah,
a law. There's
that's
a,
a law.
proposed law.
We're
No,
talking.
no. They're saying with the proposed laws, this one doesn't change. That's already a law.
Okay, yeah, that
To
one's
wear
a law,
your
yeah.
orange on
Right.
it, yeah, that is
Right.
already a
We're
law.
just giving our opinion based off of people
what
who
we
are not following
experienced,
it.
yeah, this year with people that were not putting orange on their blinds, and it drove me nuts because
Right.
it is not safe for me and it's not safe for them. And I do not want to accidentally shoot somebody.
I
in
do
the
not
woods.
want that conscience because you didn't put orange around your tree.
Yeah,
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I got to live with it, and your family has to live with it, and everybody else, all because you were afraid a deer was going to see you from 200 yards away with a little piece of orange.
Yeah.
yeah.
Deer ain't worth your life, people. Trust me. We love deer hunting more than a lot of people. They are not worth my life.
Wear your damn safety harness, too.
Yes.
While we're at it, wear your safety harness. Don't be dumb. If you leave it in a truck, go back to the truck and get it. It's not worth falling out of your tree and breaking your back and
Nope.
never hunting again.
I don't climb a tree without a safety harness. I won't do it.
I'm with you. If you have the extra funds, buy a lifeline even.
Yeah.
Be connected to that tree at all times. Like we wear a lineman's belt, we're connected all
Yep.
times. Just be safe. Have common sense. Don't do something that's negligent that's going to hurt you or hurt somebody else. I mean, that's just, it's dumb.
Just remember, it's fun.
It's fun.
Like,
It's
keep
your
it
hobby.
fun.
Yeah.
It's not worth.
I've heard
The
too many
potential
stories, people
damages.
falling out of
Yeah.
trees and dying.
I heard of a guy
it's
last year fell out of a tree.
astronomical.
He's lucky. He broke his back, but he's lucky. He still can hunt. He's going to make a full recovery, but
That doesn't
I
happen.
got a bad
every
story
day.
for you. I was talking to a sheriff's deputy who I know, Jason Manfred.
Yeah.
He was telling me this guy was walking in the woods. His father was a little bit elderly, not old, 60, 70, you know. He was in his stand it was either the week before or the day before, fixing his stand for rifle like he does he was in there Saturday fixing his stand for rifle for Monday. He climbed to the top, didn't put on his harness. He was just like, I don't know if he was tightening it or making sure everything was
Probably
okay.
readjusting something.
But dude, he fell and died, and his son found him.
how
terrible.
That's terrible.
And that's this past year.
Yeah,
It's not worth it.
because he told us that story literally right as we were going.
Yeah,
hunting.
you were there.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
And
that's
then he's
a
like, all right,
great
guys, be
story.
safe.
Yeah. Thanks for
but
that.
honestly,
very-
like, that's terrible.
It's
Is
a
it
very
worth
real-
it? You're
yeah.
adjusting your stand for deer hunting, and you fall and die. Not worth it.
Well, Russ and Jess have left us.
I think they had to take a bathroom break.
But should we move on?
Let's move on
Yep.
to the next one. It's a big one. We already know the result of it,
Yeah,
but
we
let's
talked
throw it
about
out there
too.
because it was proposed last year, had about half of it go through. They re-proposed it this year, and well, I'll
What
let
are
you
they
read
talking about?
I'll let you read it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I'll read it. It doesn't matter.
We all know.
So it's the semi-automatic rifles being considered for big game hunting. Now, last year when they proposed it, people were up in arms about this. Some people wanted it. A majority of people didn't want it. I agree with it for coyote hunting and small game hunting and even using semi-automatic shotguns for deer hunting. Totally for that. I'm not for people going out in rifle season just because they have an AR and just spraying lead all over the place when they see a deer. That can be negligent. Now, if there is a magazine capacity associated with that, it still can be dangerous, but it's not as dangerous, and that's what they did propose. I think it was 5 rounds still.
Yeah.
But still, 5 rounds in consecutive order can be very dangerous come rifle season. It's already dangerous enough. I get freaked out with people with bolt guns and pumps and stuff because it just sounds like a war already.
Dude, it's a very high caliber round.
Those
bullets go very far.
They go very, very far. And now if you have somebody who's boom, 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 shooting that fast at a deer that's moving, not really paying attention to what's beyond that because they're just trying to get another shot off, that just, I don't know. It can be very scary in my opinion.
I mean, think about our drives. These are just how we hunt. You know, other people do it differently. Say if we have 4 shooters and they each have 5 rounds, they have 20 rounds that they can dispose in seconds.
But at the same time, if they're running a bolt gun or something like that, they have to rack that bolt, and they're looking again.
Exactly, I agree.
They're not just keeping the gun up to their shoulder, boom, 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 just not
You have
spraying
to
and praying, basically.
refine the deer in your scope, which is very challenging when they're running away from you. You're talking never breaking eye contact from that deer.
Right.
That was kind of my whole thing on it was you're going to be looking the entire time through a scope. So you're only seeing what's ahead of that deer through your scope. Are you going to stop whenever your scope hits orange as you're pulling the trigger? No. But when you have to rack another shell, like you said, Austin, you have to take that scope away from your eye.
And you're looking again to get...
And you're looking with both eyes again. So you're seeing your entire surrounding again. Rather than just what's through that scope.
Right.
And then you're pulling your gun back up and you're shooting. Yeah, I understand when you pull the trigger, it's just what's in your scope. But when you have to rack another shell, your peripherals come back in, you open both eyes back up, you can see everything. So if you can see a guy that might be walking down the woods towards where your deer's running towards, you know?
That's my biggest thing. If there were more hunters that were, I don't want to say better hunters, because that's not really what I'm trying to say, but if there were more hunters that were incredibly gun conscious, making sure where their muzzle's pointed, making sure that they have the whole view in their sight when they're shooting, that would be a different thing.
Yeah.
But you're going to have every Tom, Dick, and Harry with an AR coming out. Not necessarily, I mean, I'm very conscious when we do deer drives who we're doing deer drives with, because if I don't know you, I'm not doing a deer drive with you, because I don't know how you are with a gun.
And dude, let's be honest. You get a heck of an adrenaline rush. When you have an adrenaline rush, you're already not as You're almost laser focused on the deer.
Exactly.
Let alone having 5 consecutive shots. I mean, I'm not saying that there are responsible people who could definitely manage that, but man, you're talking if this is your first hunt, the adrenaline rush is going to be incredible, and you're not going to not look at that deer the entire time.
There's too many people in the woods that time of year to have that.
First of all, it already sounds like a war zone.
That was my main point.
It's already gunshots everywhere. Just imagine what it would be if there was consecutive.
Here's my thought on it. I don't think anybody that's using what we're allowed to use now as a qualified rifle would say that they would benefit more by using a semi-automatic rifle. However, I think, and I try not to stereotype here, but I think you're going to draw in a whole different crowd of people when you're talking the gun nuts and the guys that just want to go out and kill something.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to stereotype that to be the people, but you're going to get a new crowd with this. That's the whole point of doing it, right?
I was trying not to say that, but...
Right. But that's the reality of it.
Right. And do I think it would be fun to go out and shoot a deer with my AR?
Absolutely.
It'd be a blast, but I'm more prone to take my bolt gun out and just do it like I always have.
And that's not to knock the people in other states who are responsible.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I was trying to say. If people are responsible, that's a whole different story. Completely different story.
Just think the PA pressure in rifle season, just not worth it.
I know too many of those hunters already that when you put that semi-automatic in their hand, welcome back, guys. It's just gonna get really dangerous.
I know too
many people. Like,
just
I know them personally.
We're on the semi-automatic topic right now.
That would make me nervous.
We've kind of all talked for a minute. What are your guys' opinions on it? How do you feel about it?
They're unnecessary.
I think it's unnecessary.
That's exactly it. Those are the things that would make me nervous of exactly like you said. Like, I know certain people that it's just... I'm not comfortable with you walking around having that.
Yeah. This isn't a war. This is hunting.
There's certain people I'm not comfortable doing drives with bolt action.
Yeah. Right. Now you put that in their hands, that's a whole new ballgame.
Give them a semi-auto, and I'm really scared.
Guys can walk around without their safeties on. That's not uncommon with people that don't know anything about gun safety.
Yeah.
That's just one of those things that I'm not... You know, it's not saying that there's anybody out there that intentionally wants to do that, but accidents do happen, and you're just increasing the chances of there being something that goes wrong.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And
That's
we-
my big thing. Gun
we brought
safety.
up as well the point that when you have a semi-automatic, you never have to leave your eyes from the scope. So when you have a running deer, you're not opening and you're not reloading and reassessing your surrounding between each shot. You're just blasting shots off.
That's the danger.
That's the danger part. Now, a lot of people are very responsible with semi-automatics, and let's not take anything from those guys because I'm sure they would really enjoy doing it. But is hunting with a regular gun not easy enough already?
Yes, it is.
You're kind of taking away from even the word of hunting, giving any kind of challenge to it.
Yeah.
And I just don't. There's never going to be a time where I think that is necessary. The deer aren't trying to attack you.
Right.
Their
Yeah.
life is not threatened.
I've seen some YouTube videos. I think
And
you're wrong.
there's plenty of people that would be fine with it.
I
But-
agree. I know the people that would be amazing with them, and I think
I know the people that would be
trust them,
terrible.
and I know the people that would be using them just to kind of show off and that just want to kill a deer to say they killed a deer.
Right.
And, they'd shoot 6 deer and leave 4 of them laying, and I can't live with that.
I can't live with that either. That's just
That's another part of the assessing the situation after a shot. If you're continually shooting through the scope, now, I don't know what kind of semi they'd be using, but let's say it's a 308 or something that's going to put a little shock.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you got a group of 6 deer running through and you shoot at one. When that gun shocks, you're still losing them out of scope momentarily and refining them, and you don't know which one you shot at. So when you just go right back into your scope, you might be trying to shoot as fast as possible. You might already killed that deer and it's laying on the ground, and you jump back in your scope and there's still 5 more running. You think you didn't have any of them. I don't
Then
see
you
that
end up
being
doing that,
practical.
and that would be bad.
that'd be terrible.
And you
It'd
shoot
be
another
terrible.
one, and you got one tag. So what do? You either take them both illegally or leave one lay illegally. Either way, you're in a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're all nay on that one.
I'm a nay on that one, to be honest with you.
Pretty much nay everybody else I talk to. Too.
Not
I
necessarily.
kind of like how it is right now. Keep it for coyotes and small game, and
You know, I-
that's fine.
Okay, with
If you
coyotes.
want to build your great guns, use them on coyotes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah.
There's no opposition to the coyote part of it.
Mm-mm.
yeah.
I'd almost,
Round one.
I wouldn't mind going out and actually, some of the people I'm thinking of and asking what their thoughts on this are. I wouldn't mind getting that perspective.
Ask a couple of non-hunters who have ARs.
That's what I'm thinking. Well, I don't know many of them, but
I know quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I can think of 5 right now.
are those same 5 people, would they be hunters if they were allowed to use their AR?
No.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't think I know that specific person. The people I'm thinking of are people that already hunt like idiots with guns, and then you put an AR in their hand.
Yeah,
because they're
that'd
going
be
to
bad.
use
There's
it.
yeah.
guaranteed.
Those are the people I'm thinking of. I don't know.
It worries me sometimes, but
There's a lot of irresponsible people that don't.
By the
yeah,
way,
that's just it.
Don't
Like,
need more responsibility.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that just they might not even realize that they are, but the same people that not every people puts their safety on. I've been
Yeah.
around plenty of people that I'm nervous just walking in the woods with them normally,
Right.
Because on your day-to-day life, I see the decision making that you have, and it's not that great.
and that's not to say that a majority of people who do rifle hunt right now, if they took a semi-automatic rifle out in the woods, that they wouldn't be responsible. We're not saying that at all.
No.
We're
You're just
saying that
increasing the chances.
you're
of
increasing
something
chances
happening.
of something happening. That's all I'm saying.
just
There's too many
accidents.
people in the woods for
Yeah.
that many shots to be going off.
And you don't need better odds with a high-powered rifle
No.
to kill a deer.
No,
No.
I agree with you, Austin, but I've watched some really cool out-of-state videos with AR hunts.
They're also
it's-
a lot
it's-
less hunter density too.
Agree.
Yeah.
It's not to knock
Right.
them, but I
No.
agree. I'm a hard nay. Hard nay.
Not
Yeah.
when you're this populated and there's
Yeah.
that many people out.
Yeah, there's just too many people.
it's
out
kind of hard to
Wrong
compare our
Yeah.
process to someone else's.
There's other states where it's completely,
Yeah. I
go
mean,
for
I guess you think of Wisconsin.
What Wisconsin's one state, they have a lot of hunters
Yeah.
similar to us, but I'm thinking of other states like Kansas.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're allowed to use a semi-auto there for rifle hunting, but how many?
Yeah,
There's a lot of
it's-
hunters there, but their gun season, I mean, you might not see somebody for a mile or two.
Yeah.
You know
well,
what I
that's
mean?
kind of the same
just
thing
like-
with Wisconsin is you have a lot of hunters, but the everything's so spaced
Mhm.
where it's
Yeah.
not as Pennsylvania.
every piece
Well,
of woods that you
everybody's
drive
hunters and
around,
they're
there's going to be
everywhere.
a hunter in it.
Yeah.
And think
like
about
3-acre pieces, you're seeing somebody.
right.
Yeah.
Well, also think about private versus public land.
Yeah.
A lot of public land in PA
Mhm.
where most people have to hunt.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more, like you said, more of a density of hunters in specific areas.
And those are people you don't know.
Yeah.
That's another big thing.
Usually don't.
I'm saying, like, it's one
I mean,
thing,
yours
you're
was-
out with your hunting party, like, you know somebody else. But my big thing would be public lands and other places where there could be somebody, I don't know who you are. I
Yeah.
don't know how you do things. I don't know anything about you. And, you could be the most irresponsible person on the planet, and then I am in your crosshairs.
Bingo.
Anyways.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Oh, by the way, when I
intense.
said gun hunting was fun, that was just a friendly poke at gun hunters because I do hunt with a gun. I'm sorry, that gun hunting was easy. It was just a friendly poke. Gun hunting is not easy. It's really easy. It's not. Hunt with a bow. Be a real man.
It's not easy unless you hunt with a bow.
Gun hunting
And
is
that was
still very
offensive.
fun. by
I'm
the
just
way.
kidding.
Very
Gun
fun.
hunting's fun. It doesn't compare to archery in any way, shape, or form, but it's fun.
We're not going down that rabbit hole. I was just kidding, guys. Okay. So here's what they put. I wanted to read this. This is based on the semi-automatic rifles considered for big game hunting after they immediately shut it down. After receiving input from the public and key members of the General Assembly and noting the board already is considering several significant proposed changes, Pennsylvania Game Commissioner Brian Hoover today rescinded his direction to staff to develop language through which semi-automatic centerfire rifles could be included as lawful sporting arms in big game seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we comment, let's just make a point. If there was rum and coke in high school, I would have been the best popcorn reader ever. Boom. I didn't mess up any of those words.
Oh, goodness.
So, a couple other points that I touched on that may be effective. Mentored hunting programs open to all ages.
I love that.
I do too.
I really love that.
And I think it was always open to
Youth.
16 and younger.
I believe there was a mentored adult this
Correct.
Yeah,
But it's still fairly new, right? Yeah.
year. Yeah, it's still very, very new.
Yeah,
I like it.
So with the change, youth up to 16 years of age can participate in the mentored youth program, and those 17 and older can participate in the mentored adult program.
Mhm.
So that's pretty cool.
I mean, just because you turn 18 doesn't mean you're not a hunt.
Right here. Under the previous framework, there was no opportunity for those 12 to 17 to participate in a mentored program.
Right.
So there
because
you
they're
go.
a youth hunter at that point.
Yeah. So that's
Now,
cool.
I like the fact of the matter of, say you have a kid that gets interested well after all the classes are done, well after, even an adult, well after the hunting season's open and all the doe tags are gone and everything like that, they want to go out and try it.
Yeah.
You can transfer your tag to them. You can take them out. You have to be with them.
Right.
You're teaching them one-on-one. They can use your tag and harvest doe, and it's the greatest thing ever. Now, next year, they go take their hunter safety course. They buy their own tags. You got them into it. Even if you take them out again, it's just, I think it's a great program.
I would agree. I know several people that this would benefit that always like, man,
Big
I want to
time.
get into hunting. And I'm like, come with me.
Yeah.
But they don't want to go through the safety course. They don't want to buy a license. They don't want to go through all the steps. But this is kind of cool.
Because this gives you the opportunity to get a taste for it, then you're more inclined to go.
Right.
I know I did that. Like the hunter safety course, I didn't take it till I was 22.
Yeah.
I was older, 21, 22. You feel stupid. I'm sitting there with my 12-year-old kids.
Yeah.
But it was something that,
Good
I was
point.
around
That
and
is a
I
good
just
point.
decided one day that I wanted to do, but that's because, I had a little bit of taste for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now you're much more inclined if you go out, you're sitting in it. You get to experience it.
Maybe kill a deer.
Yeah. Then you're
Boom.
definitely like, okay, I'm definitely doing this.
Yeah.
And you're going to be, it grabs your attention more.
I like it. I'm for that 110% because
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that could benefit from this.
Big time.
And I think hunter recruitment, we go back to it time and time. This is huge. This is huge for hunter recruitment.
I think so.
And especially the older people, like Jess said, that was a great point. People that are older that need to get their hunter safety course. And let's just make a quick comment. Doesn't matter what age you are, you need a hunter safety course
Yep.
to hunt in
Right.
Pennsylvania. That
Yep.
is a law. If you're 18 or
A lot of
older,
people don't
you
think it
cannot
is.
just
It's
go
like that
buy
in a
a
lot of
license.
states. You need
It
a
is there
hunter
in
safety
most-
course.
And they're really enforcing it in a lot of out of states, but Pennsylvania doesn't really
Mm-hmm.
do it. Yeah, you can go to Walmart, and I know a dozen people. I went to Walmart and just bought one. I never got a hunter safety course. Okay, cool.
That's
Get
not
caught.
And I'm
smart.
highly against
Get caught.
not doing it. Because I'll say that
It's a good course.
as much as,
Even at your age.
there's a lot of stuff. I said even at the age that I did it, I learned a lot. Because in actuality, I paid attention a lot more at 20 than I
Right.
would have at 12.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You
Like,
retained a lot more.
I
than
actually
12-year-olds,
remember
too.
I
everything
couldn't tell
that...
you one thing.
That's what I'm saying. I actually
could, 'cause
remember
I was like
tell you.
scared to death. that I wasn't
everything
gonna
that I
pass
learned
it.
about that then versus when you're 12. It wasn't you kind of feel stupid for a minute. And I didn't do the little activities they did outside where I'm like, I'm not pretending to jump over a fence while holding a gun.
Yeah,
like
I
all
didn't
little
get
kids
to
go
do
ahead.
that.
But it was like I don't think that people kind of look down on it where I'm not going to do that. But it was
Right.
like I don't think there's any reason you shouldn't. But I know there are a lot of people that don't know that you have to. They think, I'm 18. Over 18, I don't have to do that anymore.
I agree with that. Like, listen, it's like, check your ego. You're going to be there with 12-year-olds, but you can never not learn something.
Guarantee you
Right.
learn something that you didn't know.
Guarantee.
Fantastic
Just
point.
check your ego.
Yep.
You're going to be with 12-year-olds, get over it, learn, and get in the woods.
Yep.
What is it? 2-day course still? Like 8
Yeah.
hours,
Yeah.
and maybe 3 or 4 the next day.
Yep. Something like that.
I don't know if they've changed that.
I think it's like 2 evenings and like a Saturday.
It's been a long time.
25 years ago.
Go for like a couple hours and then like 8 hours Saturday.
Yep.
It used to be Saturday, Sunday. It used to be
Yeah.
all day Saturday, then you go in Sunday and you do your test.
I took
Right.
mine on a weekday and then on a Saturday.
That's how mine
like
was.
Sunday
Yeah.
was like, the second day was like a review. If
Yeah.
I remember right. You reviewed and then you
And
took
then you
your
took
test.
your
And then you
test.
took your
Yeah.
test, yeah.
And your
The
test
first day was a long day, but
Right.
it was good stuff.
Yeah, I still remember it.
Yeah.
When I was 12, to be honest.
I remember there was no air conditioning. I was sweating really
I
bad.
don't remember that much. I just remember the guy always just kept mentioning, your muzzle. This is your muzzle. You never point it towards somebody. What is the first step when you pick up a gun? Check if it's loaded.
Yeah.
That was just over and over again. He kept pounding that down here. And the first question on the quiz was like, what is this part of the gun? Ooh, muzzle, muzzle, muzzle.
You're going to find it's hard to believe, but Dad argued with the guy.
No way. He told
Never.
this story before, actually. I've heard this story.
He was right.
Yeah, he got an argument with the guy that was teaching the course.
Yeah, he was correct, but it was funny.
Oh, man.
He never misses out on an opportunity to prove someone wrong,
Oh,
especially
no.
in that kind. And he did say that guy was kind of douchey, but he was kind of like a know-it-all.
It was
Was
funny.
pretty
I
stern.
think
You
it's
have
pronounced
those.
He wasn't
douche.
douche.
Yeah.
It's French.
You have those in every course, though, no matter the topic.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. You'd rather have guys like us teaching, I think, personally, that could relate to kids and not
Honestly,
be
that would make a huge difference,
power-hungry
I
person.
think. Like, there's some people that are teaching it, like, this is their time to shine. They've never got to boss anybody
Yep.
around in their whole life.
I do remember
And-
when I was 12, the guy was an old-timer.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, super unrelatable. Like, he's been doing it for 50 freaking years at
Yep.
least.
Yeah. Well, I only have 1 point left that I caught.
I'm really
It caught
excited
my
about
eye.
this
Yeah,
last
me
point.
too.
You know what? And I actually think I know what property this is, but I almost scrolled past this. I saw the head title was Land Acquisitions to Expand Game Lands. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool.
Yep.
Let me read it. In the first part, the Pennsylvania Board of Game Commissioners today approved a host of land acquisitions that combined would add more than 3,000 acres to the state game land system. I was like, that's awesome.
It's beautiful.
And then line 2. The majority of that acreage, 2,166 acres, is the result of a single acquisition in Lower Yoder and Upper Yoder townships in Cambria County. And I almost closed out of it at this point because I'm like, oh, great. So there's an extra 844 acres available. And then the second line, the acquisition of 513 acres in Taylor and Shenango townships, Lawrence County,
Let's go.
to be donated by the estate of Mary Joan Pavlich, a mix of hardwoods and shrubland. The property is about 4.5 miles north of State Game Lands 148.
That is
I
awesome.
love that.
That is awesome.
I love that. Keep acquiring lands, man.
That's
Just
huge.
Make them game lands. I love
500
that.
acres of new game lands right in our back door.
Yep.
How about that?
Nothing wrong with that, man.
No, I like it.
I do
like it
too.
a lot. But that was cool that we were like the second line.
Yeah. I wish we would keep acquiring stuff every year. If we could just get one more property every year, that'd just be beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
these,
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
These were not priced low either, by the way. A lot of these, as I was going through them.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness, the price of some of this land.
It's expensive, man.
Holy
Land's
crap.
expensive. It is what it is. It's just...
But I like that Mary Pavlich was the estate of Mary Pavlich was donating.
Yeah, that's
So
Thank
pretty
you, Mary
sweet.
Pavlich.
Yeah, thank you, Mary
well,
Pavlich.
thank
you to
appreciate
the
your
estate.
estate. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
but either way, cool. We got more land to hunt.
that's true.
Hopefully.
Big time. That's big time. Well, one thing I'm curious about, people's thoughts on any of this. Is there anything that anybody wanted to bring up or anybody had a thought on that they didn't get to throw out there with any of these topics we've talked about so far?
I think we need to talk about allowing Sunday hunting in PA. We didn't cover that enough.
I don't think anybody expressed their opinion on that.
I don't think we should hunt on Sundays.
I don't know. I think we covered it pretty good.
I think
What
we
would
did too.
Jesus do?
Go to church and then hunt after.
There you go.
I just
This
I
Lord's
just think
Day.
that like change isn't always bad,
It's not always
and that's
bad.
what people got to
No.
get over.
It's not always bad.
I mean, you're looking at recruitment wise, it's just change isn't always bad.
Well, I think a lot of these subjects too, we looked at it from different perspectives, and I think other people, if they look at it from different perspectives instead of what affected them directly, a lot of things could go.
You have to look
a
at
lot
the big
farther.
picture. What's going to
Yeah.
benefit the state the most?
And maybe maybe hunters make the rule for hunting instead of people that don't hunt. That'd be cool.
That would be huge.
Why
Yeah.
are people that have never picked up a
And
firearm?
it does not
never
affect
picked up
at
an-
all.
yeah.
It is
weapon.
good to hear their viewpoint.
Agreed. But why are they making our rules?
I agree.
Well, on top of that too, I mean, that's why we had 5 of us here tonight kind of discussing this topic, and we all do have different opinions, and some of us have different styles of hunting and things like that, but I think a majority of it was we pretty much agreed and disagreed on every topic. I mean, that's what we really wanted to hear, and
Because you're all people have the same goal.
we have the same goal. Absolutely.
So we forgot to
Absolutely.
bring a liberal? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That's not necessarily what I'm saying, but
There.
that's not necessarily what I'm saying. But I mean,
That's what I'm thinking, though.
well, maybe we'll bring one on.
It would almost be interesting to hear if you got like a round table of old timers to go over the same thing.
That would be interesting to say the least.
You know,
I would like
I'm
to
not
see a
saying it's
round
going to be
table of
different.
non-hunters.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
people that don't hunt, not that are strong liberals of certain, like not the people that just want to argue for the sake of arguing.
Yeah.
But just people that don't hunt.
Like the people that
Does this
are
affect you?
Austin, like the people that are against it and support it, why? I just want to know their why.
That'd be
Or how about this? Does this affect you? Would you vote on this law? Yes or no?
That's a good question.
How many people that has something that has nothing to do with them would actually vote on that law
Yep.
to affect them?
I think
Yeah.
hunting is a thing that a lot of people don't.
Like you're going to have your anti.
They don't understand.
Yeah.
They don't.
Oh, yeah.
That they just want to see it a certain way, but they don't take the time to understand it
Definitely.
or educate themselves on what it really is and what goes into it. And
A lot of negligence, yes.
yes, all of that. But they want to argue for the sake of arguing, where they're like, "Yeah, you're just doing something that I don't agree with."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah, you don't want anti-hunters on. You want people that just don't hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not because they are against hunting,
They just don't do
because
it.
they
don't.
just don't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
An
Right.
anti-hunter is going to say no to everything.
They're already fixed in their way.
Right.
They're set in one way.
And I've
As
had
opposed to
debates
us.
with anti-hunters, and majority of the ones I've had, they're very, very unreasonable to any of it, but
They're also uneducated too.
they're also uneducated
Yeah.
to it as
That's-
well. Yeah.
That's kind of our job to try not to get so hot-headed and argue,
Yeah.
but just kind of educate.
Right.
Make really valid, good, solid
Right.
points to
Solid
people.
points, exactly.
And just stay away from getting into an
Because
argument.
it kind of comes
'cause-
down to it's something that they'll never understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know.
yeah, that too.
It's down
Absolutely.
to the whole the activists of the animal cruelty, all this stuff, and it's just until you're in that moment and you do kill an animal and you do those things, you don't understand what that feels like on the other end and how you look at that.
Oh yeah.
How
Yeah.
you respect that and you feel about it. It's not something that they could understand. So it's
Absolutely.
not an argument that's ever going to be worth having
Yeah.
because you ain't going to change their mind.
It's
And
like
there's some people out there that they don't even have any idea what they're arguing against. I talked to a vegan one time that was wearing leather shoes and a leather belt,
Yeah.
and like they were yelling at me because like we just left a restaurant that we were eating steaks and stuff like that, and they were going to protest, and I was like, well, why are you protesting it? And they were like, because it's cruel to animals. I'm like, well, you're wearing leather shoes right now, so
Yeah.
You
know,
have
that's
no
just-
stance.
yeah,
Maybe
it's
it was
just
pleather.
yeah, they just don't even really understand what they're arguing sometimes, and that's your job to really just kind of inform them on it, and not
And sometimes you just have to be better than it.
yeah. Sometimes
You know?
you have to learn how to walk away and just let
Mhm.
the situation go too.
Let's relate
But if there's
this.
ever an apocalypse and you want some food, don't
Yeah.
come asking me.
It's coming.
Let's relate this to me potentially obtaining a new hunting dog today. Let's relate
He's
this.
very cute.
Yeah,
He's
and
pretty
I think a lot of non-hunters would think that a hunting dog is very or a beagle is very adorable and could make a great pet. And everybody cuddles him and thinks he's so cute, but they don't see in the other end that I'm going to use that dog to kill a rabbit.
The first picture you showed me of him, it's in there.
Yeah,
Look
Which
at his
is-
eyes.
you could see it.
It's like it's in there.
He's a killer.
He's
and
devious.
first of all, they
Ooh.
love doing it, by the way.
Absolutely.
They absolutely
That-
love
that's
it.
what they
Oh
live
my
for.
goodness. They-
Yeah.
They love it more than we do, by the way. So
I would agree. If you do not let your beagle get out there and do what they love to do, you're taking a little bit away from
But you
them.
being
Yeah.
selfish.
Crush
That's what they're
their soul.
born to do.
Yeah.
You're taking a little bit away from them. but at the same time, they do make pretty good pets, I guess.
Yeah,
can have
yeah,
both.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. You can
They're
have
adorable.
both.
Oh, we've done it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can definitely have both.
Yeah.
But when they want to run,
I'm kind of
let them
thinking
run.
of
Let 'em run.
I'm kind of thinking of the elderly lady that I work with that has a beagle, and she's obviously not going to take it hunting. So. But she did say though she'd get loose and just run. Like all the
'Cause that's
neighbors
what
knew
they
the dog
do.
because
It's what they do.
when it got out, it just tracked rabbits.
Yeah.
there's
And
something
that's
to
a
be said
prime
for that.
example. That dog never hunted a day in his life. Was a great pet, but when she got out, she just
She
wanted
knew
to
what to
run
do.
rabbits, and she would just run, and then she'd come back. She'd always come back.
Do you think there's a reason why when dogs get outside, if you ever notice, like I know, like with my lab, my parents have that, they don't get them out as much as they should, but the second they hit, certain, and they just take off.
Yeah,
And I was like, that is the happiest looking dog I've ever seen, just sprinting all out,
With bad hips.
just running every which way, because that's what they're meant to do. So many people get caught up in the, you're
They
not a
treat 'em-
person.
they're not
You
humans.
are an
Yeah.
animal.
Yep.
You have animal instincts. That is what you love. You are not meant to lay on a couch all day and do nothing.
Yeah.
You got to let them get a little bit taste of what they're meant to do.
Yeah. Charles, can you remember when you were probably quite a bit younger? We had like Jumper and
Yeah.
Dozer,
Yeah.
Smokey, all them.
Smokey, yeah.
Do you remember the first thing we would do in the morning before we went out rabbit hunting? Now, they were outside dogs. They were in their pens, or in their kennel, whatever you want to call it, dog box. The first thing we would do, let's go rabbit hunting. We'd wake up, whatever, make coffee, maybe get something to eat. Prior to all that, you'd walk out the back door, you'd whistle really loud, you'd get them to come out of their box and start saying,
Get them all fired up.
"Get the bunny? You want to get the
Yeah.
bunny today?
I remember
Come on, Joe, you want to get the bunny?" They would bark the next 30 minutes.
Yeah. Every
Until
single
you
one
left.
of them at the end of their rope. At the
Oh,
end
yeah.
of their rope, just
Oh, they'd go
pulling to try
nuts.
to get to that. As soon as they saw or heard us, and as soon as you said that, I was like, I know he's going to say it. We get them riled up.
Yeah.
We used to go around and you want to get the bunny, you want to get the bunny, and just that. They would go berserk. I mean, even when you and I,
crazy.
Anthony, would go
Yeah,
pick up
Dixie.
Dixie to go hunting.
Even when they saw
Ape.
orange.
Soon as
shit.
she saw us through that window, oh my goodness, it was like someone put her foot in a trap. Like,
You were
crazy.
almost a sinner to not take them out at
Yeah.
that point.
Like you should feel bad if you don't, because like they really want to
Oh.
go.
They love it.
I have a very
That's what they're meant
fond
for.
memory of that, like just getting them riled up and then going each one of them, roping them, bring them to the
Yeah.
truck, throwing them in the truck, roping the next one, bring it to the truck, and I mean they would literally pull you through the yard.
Dogs
Yeah.
are meant for purpose.
Yeah,
Here's my belt
Most
loop off a couple
dogs
times.
have
Yeah.
a purpose.
Yep.
beagles are one of the ones especially that.
But depriving them of that, there's people that can say, down to the cold that we just had. I saw a thing the other day that I was like, this is a perfect example of people talking about, you're terrible for having your dogs out in the cold. Somebody was like, have a husky and tell me about that, because
Yeah.
there ain't no getting this dog inside.
Yeah.
When there's snow, it does not matter how cold it is. That is what they're meant
Dog
for.
is bred to
Yeah.
They are
survive
meant
those
for that.
weather
You're looking at that
conditions.
person and saying, oh, you're a terrible person because your dog's outside. That dog is not unhappy by any means.
Yeah, there are definitely certain dog breeds that are meant to survive in
Yeah.
the cold.
There's certain dog breeds.
There's
yeah.
certain dog breeds that should not be left out in the cold,
Right,
and I
right.
agree with
Same
that.
thing with hunting. If you
100%.
go try to take a little, I don't know.
Yorkie.
Yeah.
Take them rabbit
Take a
hunting.
rabbit hunt. No, it's not going to have a good time.
yeah.
I agree. There's a time and place for everything. Just because you see a dog outside in really cold weather, if it's a shaved, short-haired dog that's shivering and freezing to death, yes, you
Bring
should
it
report-
inside.
Bring
Yeah.
it inside. But to go and see a husky outside and report that person because they're huskies outside, or a dog that's perfectly okay with a real nice kennel with plenty of straw and place they can get out of the weather just the same as whether they're inside, those dogs can survive in the outside weather. Our beagles forever and ever were outside dogs 365 days of the year. Not one of them has ever been lost to the cold.
No.
Never.
It's all just about
We had-
educating yourself.
We had a
Yeah.
very solid dog box for them. Always filled them with straw. Always had fresh food, fresh water. I'd change their water 3 times a day.
Yeah, and you can remember, if you've ever done it, when you put your hand in that dog's box when it's 10 degrees out, it's like a sauna in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Their body heat alone with the straw in them little boxes, it heats it up so quick. Those dogs are not
Mhm.
uncomfortable.
No, and
It's just people forget that they're not people.
right.
Like,
Yeah, Yeah.
They see a dog and you think it's the same thing as putting a little kid, like, go run around and be cold and
Right.
do. It's not.
That was kind of an off-the-wall topic.
It was an off the wall
Did
topic.
you decide to keep the beagle then, right?
I don't know yet.
Trial
It's
run.
a trial run.
And you named it Boone.
I have not named the Beagle yet.
Oh.
I'm taking
That was
all
when it was gonna be our
suggestions for
Beagle.
names if you want to comment
Boone
on
the
this
Beagle.
episode.
I like
for
how he
names.
just assumed that we didn't want it and took it for
Yeah.
himself.
What was that?
We didn't even
First
give a
off-
response.
I didn't.
We're still considering it.
I did not, by any means, do that. I brought the dog home because I wanted to try to
really
convince
hope
you
Charles
guys
likes it.
farther
I thought you'd
that
bring
you
it
want the
tonight.
dog.
I feel like it'd be more beneficial for you to
If it
have.
was,
I was-
running around down here, I feel like we would.
I was going to
Probably.
bring him tonight.
That probably would
but
have sold it.
Murph would have lost his
Murphy
mind.
would have ruined this podcast.
You would have
100%.
only heard
Oh yeah, because
right
you
in
don't
the
have
mic the
a,
entire time.
you don't have
like,
a
it would've
door
There's
been-
no
to shut
door.
off the.
Yeah.
Murphy's
Yeah.
so big, he would be regurgitating Boone.
Yeah, you wanted to
Yeah.
hold him on your lap. You'd
Boone
have
would
been
have been.
eaten by my dog the whole time.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
That'd have been bad.
Initially, I thought it was a good idea. You know,
You thought
but
wrong.
You thought
yeah,
wrong.
I was shut down
Yeah.
by homeowner. Shut down.
I'm just saying it would have derailed the podcast.
I
You gotta wait till
Yeah.
the Rack Shack is back up.
Oh yeah.
That would be
It
a
will
perfect
be.
time.
Yeah.
It will be,
I
and
didn't
next
think
year
of it
it'll be
that far.
warmer in there too because I'm going to insulate it this year. So
Let's
it'll be good.
go.
We'll do it.
It's cold out there. I was just out there today. It's freaking
sort of-
freezing.
I mean,
out
it's
there.
cold outside.
It's cold
so
outside. Yeah,
Dude,
that's
you
why
might
we're
be
in the
able to get
basement.
Go fund me.
Go fund me.
We are
It's like
accepting.
the Rack Shack.
We are accepting Patreons to support the Rack Shack.
The Rack
rebuild.
Shack needs hardwood floors.
This is
It's a legit Rack Shack.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Well, maybe
not
we'll do
like
that this summer.
list it or love it. Okay, we do not remodel one or two things on the list with the highest end stuff possible.
Yeah,
We will spread our money. We will make it work.
we will, but it's going to get insulated for sure. There's a few key things that are going to be done to that this year. That's going to make it a little bit more
Shout-outs will be
comfortable
given.
throughout the year.
Shout outs will be given.
I mean, I don't even know if you need to run permanent electricity now. We got that pretty sweet light set up.
I'm still doing that.
All right,
That's still
fine.
happening no matter
just
what.
Throwing a suggestion out
Yeah,
there that
it's all good.
it's a brick wall.
If you need an electrician, I know a guy.
Oh, really?
He does terrible work.
Yeah, we've been talking about it
Yeah.
for a little while.
All right, well,
Let's wrap it up.
let's wrap this up. Yeah. So, one thing that we promised everybody
Ooh,
the last episode that we decided to extend until this episode is the bow sling giveaway.
I forgot.
We went through, we looked at all of the entries. We put all of the entries on a list of paper, gave them all a number. We put all of the numbers in a random sorting app, which pulled one number. Lucky number 10.
Yep.
And number
Lucky
10
number
is
10.
who?
Casey Pistorius.
Casey
from
Pistorius.
MNP Outdoors. He was on episode 21.
Something like that. And yeah, no,
Close
21 was Tanner.
No, 22 was Tanner, I thought.
22 was
21
Tanner. I
was
don't know.
Tanner.
Dang it, maybe it was 21 and maybe he was 22 then.
Anyway,
I don't
it's
know.
Casey
20.
Pistorius. He won a
He was
nice
episode 20, I think.
Allen bow sling. So get a hold of us. Send us your information. I'll probably get a hold of you too. So
I'm so proud we have so many episodes. We can't keep them straight.
it's good. It's good.
Next episode's 25 people. Yeah, 21 was Tanner, which means I'm pretty sure 20 was
Casey.
No, 19.
19.
I stand corrected.
I stand corrected as
Episode
well.
20 was just the two of us talking about late season.
Sounds good.
So
Well, if you would like to get a hold of us, reach out to us on Instagram or Facebook or send us an email. You can find all of those at the Whitetail Distraction Podcast. Be sure to do us a huge favor and head over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and give us a 5-star review. If you give us a 5-star review and take a screenshot of it and send it to us, we'll
give you a hug.
give you a hug or we'll do something for you. We'll make something up for you.
Exciting announcement.
Yep.
Next episode. Stay tuned. Next episode, we have an exciting announcement.
Next episode, we have an exciting announcement. Ted
Ooh.
Nugent's coming on.
Let's talk about. All right.
Yeah.
I had an idea. I think we should bring the podcast. Let's mention we're going to the Great American Outdoor Show.
Correct.
We will be there the 9th and the 10th.
Let's
the last
go.
2 days, Saturday and Sunday. We're going to be down at the show. We're going to be rocking our hats. We're going to be rocking some other gear potentially.
Potentially.
You just look for the Whitetail Distraction Podcast emblem and come find us, and we'll hang out, drink a beer or something.
We'll hang out,
and
drink a beer.
talk
Maybe
hunting.
we'll do a podcast.
That's what I was going to talk about. I want to bring the equipment down and do a podcast with all the boys.
We'll see.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. We'll see
I
what's
know it's going to be a lot of work and a pain in the butt to bring it all down there, but
It is, but
at the same time, dude, that's a real. We can talk about
Could be
the
done.
show, and we can do a couple episodes about the show. So
we'll
I think
figure it
that'd be a good
You
idea.
might make a couple friends there. You never know.
that's true. That's true. That's it, kids. All right.
Thanks for listening. This was
Thanks
a
for
fun
listening.
one.
Yeah, this was a more keyed towards Pennsylvania hunters, but here's what it is. We had to
Everybody
do
can
it.
enjoy that. We had a
Absolutely.
good conversation.
Absolutely. The distraction's real.
The distraction's real.
The distraction's real.
The distraction is real.
Let's go.
Boom.